Oh my gosh. Hello.
Oh, hi.
We're live. Hi, everybody. I'm Jenn Vega. I am one of your hosts tonight, and this is Max.
Hello. I'm your other host for tonight and the author of Taste Test 200 Food Trivia Question. 200. I should learn the title of this game eventually.
It's you wrote this game.
200 Trivia Questions for Food Nerds. That's the name of the game that we're playing. It's great to see all of you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. We are taking over Wonderville's Twitch channel tonight, and we're really excited to introduce you to this game and to introduce you to our friends who are going to be playing the game with us. And then we're really excited to give away some prizes later. So say hello to us in the chat. Let us know that you're here. But I just quickly wanted to talk to you about Wonderville, which is the venue that we were supposed to be at tonight. So it is called Brooklyn's new home for independently made arcade games. I also happen to curate the hot dog menu there every week. So Wonderville was founded by husband and wife team Mark Klebeck and Stephanie Gross, with over 10 years of experience working with DIY music venues across Brooklyn, like Death by Audio, Silent Barn, Market Hotel, and Secret Project Robot. They decided to bring their combined experience to a new space, an indie arcade gallery and bar. But due to, the world and everything happening, we decided to live stream our event for the safety of our guests and the community. So thank you, Wonderville, for letting us use your channel, which has way more followers than my channel. You can learn more at their website, wonderville.nyc. And I mentioned arcade games. The Indie Arcade Gallery is actually managed by a 501c3 nonprofit called Death by Audio Arcade, on which I am a board member. Haha, I have to tell you these things. But just so you know, Death by Audio Arcade is a collection of independent arcade cabinets created by makers and game creators based in Brooklyn, New York. Since 2013, we've been working to share our enjoyment of physical gaming with the community, and our latest arcade game is called Hair Gnaw. It was developed by local developer Momo Pixels and funded in part by the Brooklyn Arts Council. It's a touchless game where you swipe away at people trying to touch your hair. It's amazing. If you haven't played it, you should try it. Death by Audio Arcade is currently running a membership drive on With Friends, which you can check out at the link I'm going to put in the chat. So that's about our hosts, Wonderville and Death by Audio Arcade. We are presenting a food-related game, so that is why I wanted to host an event with it tonight. So Max, can you tell me a little bit about you and what your deal is? What's going on?
God, what is my deal? So,
what is your deal? God.
I'm Max Falkowitz. I am a food and travel writer for a variety of outlets that you may or may not have heard of. I'm also the co-author of the Dumpling Galaxy Cookbook with my friend Helen Yu, who has a wonderful restaurant called Dumpling Galaxy in Flushing. And for the last few years, I've been working with the wonderful website Taste Cooking, which is an offshoot. It's a digital food magazine produced by Random House and Clarkson Potter that does some of my favorite food writing on the internet, honestly. And Jenn is a frequent contributor, and I write for them occasionally. And for a while, we were doing a podcast that was 1 to 2 minute answers to burning food questions you never thought to ask. And that podcast ran for a while, and it was, I think, pretty well received. And then there was discussion of turning it into a book of some kind at Random House. And as we started talking through it all and thinking about what the story was going to be, it really started to feel more like a trivia game than a book. So we made it a trivia game. So the game is Taste Test. There are 200 trivia questions in there, divided into 4 categories, which are, see if I can remember this now: cooking techniques, ingredient knowledge, regional dishes, and people and pop culture. So those are the 4 categories that we're going to be pulling from tonight. And it's, the way that we're describing it is, it's a trivia game for the kinds of people that argue about regional pizza styles. And if that describes you, you have come home. So welcome.
Yes. Welcome. Actually, there are a few people in the chat saying hello. We have Joe saying howdy all, and then we have Dan and Anna. Anna from Taste is in the chat.
Oh my gosh, hi Dan and Anna. And hi Joe.
Welcome. So just so you know how everything's going to work tonight, everybody, we're going to host an experts round with a panel of guests that we're going to introduce to you soon. But after that, we will open it up so that all of you can participate and win some prizes. We're going to have 2 rounds of questions, 10 questions each. They're not easy. I looked at them. But Max, how about we introduce some guests?
Yeah. So
who should we bring on first?
Let's go. I'm trying to think of. I got myself into a pickle because I started. So let's do it reverse alphabetically, and then I don't remember whose name is last.
How about I just surprise you and bring someone on?
Excellent, great. I love that idea. Oh my God! Hi, everybody. This is Faraday. Faraday and I used to work together at Severe Magazine. She now runs the kitchen and seemingly all food content and execution at Vice. Faraday is the recipe tester behind a lot of cookbooks that you may or may not know. She is an amazing photographer, an incredible storyteller, and will drink you until you're under the table. So,
you were not expecting all these compliments, were you?
I know. Drinking under the table is probably the best one also.
I love it. I love it. Welcome to the trivia night. Up next, let's bring on.
Oh my God, hi, this is Ethan. Ethan Frisch is the co-founder of Burlap and Barrel, a boutique single origin spice company that he's very upset that I used the word boutique.
Boutique, come on, Max. Boutique, what is that?
He finds great spices from farmers all around the world that are doing things very much their own way. And his co-founder, Ori Zohar, runs an amazing direct-to-consumer spice business. Ethan and I have collaborated on ice cream stuff in the past and is an all-around real mensch of a man. So.
We've traveled together. We've been to amazing spice farms. I don't know.
We've hung out with. We've watched chickens get consumed and
bulls get castrated. We've watched bulls get castrated together, Max. That's the pinnacle.
That is some bonding experience for sure. And finally, please welcome.
And welcome Tammy Teklamariam, who is are you still food columnist at Gawker, or are you leaving?
I'm leaving.
Okay.
December. I'm wrapping up December. You know, gotta invoice gotta squeeze them for all that I can get.
Excellent. Tammy has one of the finest palettes that I think I've ever encountered. She is a wine and spirits writer for a variety of August publications. She is currently the food columnist at Gawker and is going to be the diner at large at New York Magazine, and is just an absolutely fantastic smoking buddy and curious person and great soul. So thanks for coming.
Happy.
Wow. Amazing. Welcome. Please chat. Welcome our amazing guests. I'm very excited to have you here. So Max, what are we going to do here? Oops, did we lose somebody? Uh-oh. It's all right.
You down. It's just me going head to head now.
Yeah. So we have.
He just gave up.
He's here. He's back.
Happens to the best of the season. We have 20-odd trivia questions that I've hand-selected from the cream of the difficult crop for our folks to answer here. And we're going to go sort of round-robin style, but with a kind of who wants to be a millionaire sort of inflection to it. So there's going to be 3 lifelines for each person as we go through that Jenn will be keeping track of.
I will keep track of it on this Post-it.
So if guests are, the trivia questions all have multiple choice answers for the purpose of this round, which is a variant of the hard round rules that we give in the game. They will not hear the multiple choice answers. They are just going to have to answer it on the spot. And if they get it right, then that's great. And if not, then we throw a pie at them. We've had people hide in all of their places to have, pies at the ready to toss their way.
Basically, it's hard mode. Yeah.
Yes. But then there are going to be 3 lifelines. There is an opportunity to text a friend. There is a
second guess
one. Great. Thank you. And there is one where I will give them a customized hint based on my own whims. We realized that the phone a friend, text a friend thing is really designed for a pre-internet age. And I'm now curious about whatever the current version of Who Wants to Be a Millionaire does along those lines. Because I assume now it's all scripted if they're doing phone a friend, because who answers the phone anymore?
It would be funny if you had to text our friends. Like maybe like next time we can like submit the numbers and then like it's Max, it's time.
It's time for you to shine.
Good. I love that. So I think we're just going to go clockwise from me, which means starting with Faraday, assuming my clockwise is the same as all of your clockwise. So you all ready for this?
Yes.
Y'all ready for this?
That was my attempt at the Who Wants
We
to
had
Be
different
Millionaire.
ideas of what the hype music would be.
Excellent. All right, Faraday, for $0. Eat Them Up Yum. Barnes and Barnes, surreal 1978 single was about which roly-poly offcut?
What?
The hell did you just say to us?
What?
That sounded like a Doja Cat lyric.
Eat Them Up Yum is a lyric from this song, a 1978 Barnes and Barnes single about this particular roly-poly offcut of animal.
Roly-poly offcut of animal. Oh my god, do I have to use a lifeline already?
You can.
Give me a hint, please.
All right, you're using your hints.
Good. All right. The hint is lots of collagen.
Roly-poly offcut of an animal, lots of collagen. Tammy doesn't know either. I can see it in her eyes.
This isn't about me, Faraday.
Ethan, do you know it?
I do. I know it.
I would only say balls. I don't know. I just like that's the only
Max,
oh.
Can we zoom in on like a category of animal? I think that would
This
help.
is an animal, vegetable, mineral. That's not the game here.
Yeah, but it's not. But it's fish. It's fish. It's a part of a fish.
A part of a fish. Oh, eyes. No.
Close. The answer is fish heads.
Fish
From
head.
the song fish heads, roly-poly fish heads.
I had never heard that song.
Yum. Look, this game was created with a wide range of cultural references for a wide range of players, and if you aren't paying attention to
Give
weird
me more
1970s
proof.
Wait,
shit-
why don't we go until you run out of your lifelines?
Excellent.
So
All
yeah,
right.
you can just keep
Oh well, we answered the question already.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
but you
I'll
don't
keep
get
going
that
with Faraday.
point. You
Good.
just not
All right,
dead.
let's-
Yeah.
Okay, Faraday for 2 times $0.
Oh, I thought you were gonna rotate.
Oh, I thought you were suggesting. We totally misunderstood. Okay, great. Tammy,
Tammy's next.
for 2 times $0. Nearly every banana we eat is a clone of this particular cultivar.
Cavendish.
Boom.
Oh,
Nicely done.
I like that is something that I know from like senior prank in college because every senior like prank group that was like interrupting a seminar would have a different theme, and I told my group that our theme was going to be bananas, and so yeah.
Wow.
I know about the Cavendish.
we love a backstory. Why you
It's
know
really
an
bad
answer.
for bananas because it's a huge monoculture, and like there's going to be some Cavendish blight, and we're not going to have bananas anymore.
What
So
would that I could find a Grow Michelle on Tinder, on Hinge, just like a seeded banana, you know, a fragrant specimen. If only.
Tammy's DMs are open, everyone.
All right, we got
Ethan.
Tammy with 1.
Or banana dealers. If you're going to the Caribbean and you want to sneak something back, that's what my DMs are open for.
Smuggled
Ethan.
bananas.
For
Banana
3
dealer.
times $0.
I'm
Which
ready.
species of fish does Black Sea beluga caviar come from?
Sturgeon? Is that the answer? Do you need more specific?
I do not
Oh,
need a
great.
specific sturgeon from the sturgeon genus.
Great. Sturgeon.
Good.
All right, that is 1.
Okay, Faraday.
Back to me.
If you
You can
like
do this.
Crevel cheese on your pizza, you've got to be from this American city.
If you like what cheese?
Crevel cheese on your pizza.
Keep giving her the hard one.
I know. I Provel cheese on my pizza. I want it, like, all I know, like, besides mozzarella is I'm thinking brick cheese, which is Wisconsin, but I don't think that's right. It's a brand? Provel's a brand?
Provel's a brand. Yeah, it's not like brick cheese.
Oh, dang it. I don't know. Why are you giving me these hard ones?
Do you want to text a friend?
That's going to be harder than Cavendish.
I know. Yeah, I'm gonna text a friend.
All right.
Here we go. Can you spell that for me, please? P-R.
How do you spell it?
Provel.
Oh, interesting.
I've
All right, I'm texting my friend Laura Sant. Maybe she knows. Oh, St. Louis.
Well done. Excellent.
Is that right?
Very nice.
Laura Sant.
Yes. You're on the board. You're on the board. Each of you will have one.
2 of my lifelines gone.
Tammy. Beef and pork half-smoked hot dogs smothered in chili sauce are a calling card of this American city.
Did you pick this question randomly?
Yes.
Washington, D.C.
Well done. These were shuffled. These were all randomized. Well done.
Okay.
Amazing.
I was born in D.C., so that was like...
I didn't know that.
I'm born in Maryland, but I don't even know that. I was like, what?
That's what Ben specializes in.
Oh, Ben's Chili Bowl. Got it. Cool.
It's one of these regional foods that I've read and written about for years and have never tasted and really need to. Ethan.
It's fine. I guess I've never had like the Cincinnati chili anyway.
Yeah. Cincinnati, I don't we have Greeks in Queens here. We don't need to do Cincinnati chili. Ethan. The ultra-slick, now controversial substance known as Teflon was patented by the DuPont company in 1945 for the original purpose of making what?
I assume it's not non-stick pans, right? Am I allowed to ask that? Non-stick pans. No. Oh, correct. It's non-stick, or correct it's not.
You're correct that it's not non-stick. And they weren't making stick pans either.
Who made it? DuPont?
Correct.
Something to do with airplanes.
Close. You're in the general area.
Does that count as a second
something to do with
guess?
helicopters? What's rocket ships? Rocket ships?
Nope.
All right.
That's a non-stick coating for nuclear bomb casings.
Yes, of course. You wouldn't
it.
want your nuclear bomb sticking to the pan. It's so annoying when you have to scrape your nuclear bombs off of the.
When you scrape your leg off the nuclear bomb.
There we go. Thank you.
Yeah, because then you get a bunch of fallout.
Give me an easy one. Don't let me have to use another lifeline.
Okay. Which country do coffee beans originate from?
Coffee beans?
Oh shit.
I'm like, coffee beans originated. I don't even drink coffee.
Me either.
Do coffee beans somewhere in South America, I'm assuming. Yes?
What are you trying to get hints? That's another lifeline.
Look at those two.
No. Okay.
Closer to your people, much closer to your people.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're gonna look into Africa somewhere, I'm gonna say, or the Middle East. No one's helping me at all. I wish I had someone here. Why do I live alone? I'm gonna think of, like, you know how they have those special blends, right? You know, they're like, I think of like South America as having coffee. Am I crazy that that's not the thing?
They do have coffee.
In a new way.
Yes, thanks to colonization.
I don't know. I'm not going to use my lifeline. What's my last lifeline?
It's second guess.
Oh, no, I
So you
didn't even
can
try
guess
to first guess. I'm going to go randomly say Ethiopia.
Holy shit.
Whoa!
Wait, am I right?
Yeah, you're right.
You're wrong. Are you fucking with me right now?
No, coffee beans hail from Ethiopia.
What were the other choices out of curiosity?
Morocco, Lebanon, and Guatemala.
Oh my god.
See, I was thinking like South America. Guatemala is not a bad choice.
They make good coffee there.
Yeah. All right. Next.
Tammy. In parts of the Midwest and New England, you might hear this jingle. An apple pie without the cheese is like a kiss without the squeeze.
Ooh.
When they're talking about the cheese to put on their pie, what cheese are they talking about?
Cheddar.
Correct.
Come on, that was easy.
Nice.
I listen to a lot of Prairie Home Companion, so.
Oh.
And now it's paying off. All right, Ethan. Toasted is a cute euphemism for breaded and fried, which is exactly what happens to the ravioli in this city, where they're served with marinara dipping sauce, much like mozzarella sticks.
It's somewhere in the Midwest. No. Can I use a lifeline?
Yeah.
Text a friend.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
All right, I'm
I did a
texting.
video on fried ravioli, by the way,
Well,
last week.
Oh, you did?
You should
know
text
the
your friend
answer.
Faraday.
I should.
Text me.
All right, Friday. I'm texting you.
Okay.
What's
me
the
to tell
answer? My wife texted me back, but I don't think she's right. All right, fine. St. Louis. That's the answer.
That's correct.
Great.
The hill. On the
Cool.
hill.
Is this the second St.
Nice.
Louis?
Yes.
Yeah, because it's a weird city with weird foods.
The hell, Max?
Did I join St. Louis trivia? Is that what happened?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
Your
the St.
next
Louis
answer will
tourism
be
board
St.
threw
Louis.
in a couple bucks to the game, so we
Are
have
there-
to keep them happy.
Are there Italians in St. Louis?
Yeah, there's
Why
a
are they
neighborhood called the Hill there in St. Louis.
Why are they frying ravioli?
I mean, who knows?
All right.
Actually,
Okay.
the thing was, evidently someone made a mistake and they dropped a ravioli in the fryer.
Sure. All right.
That's what
You
they
know how
say
it goes.
for every.
That's the coffee in Ethiopia story. The goats were eating the beans, and the shepherd got curious. Anyway, I don't know. Whatever.
Why are my goats so caffeinated?
You know, if I had $1, Tammy, for every time I got asked that question.
I love it.
All right, Faraday.
Yes.
Which food made a drippy cameo in the novel and film Call Me By Your Name?
A peach.
Correct.
Yeah.
As I said it, I was like, I'm wrong, aren't I?
No,
You
yeah.
got it.
Sexy.
You're all encouraged, if you're playing along at home, I encourage you to look it up on YouTube. Great scene.
Great
That's
scene.
good. That's
Great scene.
very good.
Tammy, in 2019, 20 years ago, hurling this food at politicians became a viral act of protest in the United Kingdom.
Was it milkshakes?
Are you telling me or asking me?
Max, you're such an asshole.
Thank you.
What is milkshakes?
Correct. Well done.
Wow.
That was an easy one, I think. You know, I read the news.
You know things.
That was an NYT alert.
Ethan, this thick, ultra creamy fermented dairy product is a popular condiment, spread, and side dish throughout the Balkans.
Labna?
Nope.
Is that not a Balkan name for it? Should I come up with a Balkan name for it? Oh shit! Come on.
Yeah, that's right. White people got to do white culture now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Ethan is like the most fermented dairy person I know. So I'm kind of shocked you don't have this on lockdown.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know.
You have 2 lifelines.
Oh, I have 2. What? A second. I can get a hint, right? Give me a hint.
Mm-hmm. There's a weird J in it there's a weird silent J in it.
Is kaimak?
Correct.
Oh,
all right.
How do we spell that?
Kahjmak.
Correct.
Got it.
I'm going to make a suggestion that I think that when we can't get it, what you should do is give us the choices.
Oh yeah. I like that idea.
Okay, I can work with that.
Tammy's like, no.
That's a good idea. That was
Tammy
a
has
good
a
idea.
need to protect.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
I'm not
Alrighty.
protective.
Faraday. Do you remember the miracle product New Shimmer from Saturday Night Live? It's a floor wax and
You know what I did all last weekend was because obviously I'm staying at home. I'm like not doing anything. And so last weekend I just got really high and watched a lot of SNL reruns, but I don't remember this. Wait, it's a floor thing and what?
it's a floor wax and the product is called New Shimmer.
And it has to do with food, I'm assuming.
Correct.
Okay, hold on a second.
Max, my computer went out. Can you repeat the question?
Do you remember the miracle product New Shimmer from Saturday Night Live? It's a floor wax and a
Soup thickener.
wow. I love the confidence, but incorrect.
Dang.
It's a dessert topping, you cow.
Oh.
That's the line from the commercial, not me calling you a cow.
I watched a lot of SNL. As,
I don't remember that. Yeah.
On Comedy Central.
Did you guys not have like the SNL greatest commercials compilation on VHS?
I feel like I
Yeah.
saw it all, but
Which
I mean, it
season
was
is
like
that
an
one?
older thing. Was it like an 80s thing or like a 90s thing?
Tammy, we're basically the same age.
Yeah,
I
but if
know.
you check it on VHS, that's different from what Comedy Central had. I'm just saying, you know.
Yes, it's pre-comedy. It's definitely an older commercial. I encourage you all, especially if you're playing along at home, to watch the New Shimmer commercial on Saturday Night Live. It's incredible.
Oh.
It's one of the few ones that they actually allow on YouTube. Ethan. Wait, no, we're back at
Tammy.
Teflon. Ethan. No, Tammy.
No,
Tammy.
Apparently, milk isn't white on the planet Tatooine. What color is Luke Skywalker's beverage of choice?
Oh, I would have gotten this question. Damn
Me
it.
too.
I will never get this question. So I guess I need to text one of my nerd friends.
Can Tammy and I trade questions? I'll take this one. She can take mine.
Can I text Ethan?
What if there's things I can't see? Who am I to know what you're doing?
Okay. Like, can I just like write the question on a piece of paper and show?
You can do it in the private chat right here.
Oh yeah, perfect.
We have a private chat.
Yeah, text your friend. You're
Blue. It's blue, Max.
correct. It's blue. As a bonus question for anyone in the chat who has watched The Last Jedi, what is the color of that color of milk that
Pink.
enjoys on the planet Ahto?
Pink.
Oh, Max.
No, but I'm loving the confidence again.
Yellow.
Star Wars about milk?
There's like weird milk through line.
It's
I've
Star
never
Wars
watched
about
Star
milk.
Wars.
That's really been the thematic glue
that? I
holding the
would've
trilogy
watched
together.
Like, I swear. If you were like, it's the Tampopo of milk.
The Star Wars saga, the Tampopo of milk. I love that. All right, Faraday, back to you.
No, it's not.
No.
No,
What about me?
Ethan, you.
Ethan.
Ordering a plate of chili top spaghetti in Cincinnati is a ritual.
Oh my
all its
God.
own. If you get a dish
We
three-way,
talked about it.
what does
I've
that
never been to the
three-way
Midwest,
add
Max.
to your
I've never been to the Midwest. I'm a
Oh,
New
yeah,
Yorker. I don't
question.
know any of these questions. I don't know anything about food from the Midwest.
I'll take it.
All right, sorry.
I'll
Finish
steal
the
it. I'll
question.
steal it.
All
right.
When you if you order it three-way, what does that third way add to your plate?
Cheese, chili, and onions.
Correct.
Whoa!
Yeah. Onions is the third way.
All right, cool.
Chili is the first way, then you add cheese, and then you add onions, and then there's beans, and then I think like some other weird.
I feel like all regional dishes in the Midwest, the Detroit hot dogs, it's all like the same three things that go on everything.
Yeah. Well, you know.
Does it always get pasta or spaghetti or whatever? Does it always get spaghetti?
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, the spaghetti is a given, and the chili is actually like a Greek Macedonian sort of thing from Greek immigrants who came there.
Cinnamon.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, it's
that
really
explains
cinnamony.
the warm spices.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Tourism should send us out there.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Exactly.
It's like I don't think any of us have had it, and yet it's famous.
I've had it.
Here we are answering questions about it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Seriously.
All right, Faraday.
Or Max, do you want a point? You want a point update right now?
Oh yeah. Let's hear it.
We have Faraday and Ethan tied with 3 each, and then Tammy is in the lead with 5. Wow. You gotta catch Tammy up.
We're coming for you, Tammy.
Alrighty. Faraday, what does the French term sous vide literally translate to?
In a vacuum.
Correct.
Under vacuum or something? Yes.
Technically under vacuum, but I'll count the preposition as okay.
I added under afterwards.
Yeah. Well done.
Yay!
Yay!
Tammy, in the 1991 film Silence of the Lambs, what type of wine did Hannibal Lecter pair with a census-taken liver and some fava beans?
Chianti. Dude.
A nice Chianti.
The fact that my dad made me watch that movie with him.
How old were you?
11. Like,
oh no!
Old enough to watch somebody carve a brain tableside. Wait, was that Hannibal? I can't remember. I think that might have been Hannibal.
That's the sequel. That's the sequel, Hannibal. Yeah.
He made me watch all of them. So,
is that what made you want to become a sommelier?
Yeah. Exactly. I should have known my dad was toxic when he was just like, oh man, that guy he's such an interesting man.
Oh no, Dad, no.
I know. I mean, my dad's a cannibal, but like clearly it's.
Wait, Faraday, did you say you met Anthony Hopkins?
I did when I was like 11 on Rodeo Drive. I was with it was a family trip, and my dad is very good at celebrity spotting, and he was like, there's Anthony Hopkins down there, and my dad and I like ran up and I got a photo with him. I think I was 11 or 12.
Wow.
It was like right when the movie like came out, I guess.
Oh, the dream. One of my favorites.
So good.
Excellent. All right. We've got 4 more questions to go.
Okay.
We're back to Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
What part of the sea urchin do you eat when you eat uni?
The gonads, Max. The gonads.
The gonads, correct.
The gonads.
The gonads would be such a good name, and I can't believe I haven't been able to buy a gonad CD.
You heard it here, folks. Again, Tammy's DMs are open.
What kind of music?
Like a punk band for sure.
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah.
It has to be a punk band.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like some teens, like I wish if the teens are out there right now looking for a band name.
Hey teens,
the Gonads.
Start a band.
It's a great pop punk.
And then when people ask you what it's about, you're like uni. Like I love uni.
That's the part you're gonna eat. The gonads.
I like it.
All right, final 3 questions. Faraday, what was the name of the first breakfast cereal invented by James Caleb Jackson in 1863?
Whoa. I actually got this question when I played this with my friend on this game or whatever, and I think it's something weird, like granola or something. Granola.
Correct. Granula.
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 Wow.
That's what I get for playing this ahead of time. I got one right.
All right,
I would have never
Tammy.
known that otherwise, by the way.
Wait, why was it called granola?
Because it wasn't granola. It was a,
Okay,
It's
come
a new granola. New granola.
Really?
there is a charming little explanation that I just can't remember off the top of my head at the moment.
What are you here for?
We could text a friend.
Yeah, hey Max, text a friend.
Max Texas fact checker because I was gonna say muesli, so
We did have a fact checker. No, we had a fact checker. He was great. He was.
But not currently here.
because this trivia game is a high quality product that everybody should snatch up for their last minute stocking stuffers.
Yes.
Honestly, this game is super fun. I just took it out when I had friends over for dinner and we just played while we sat there because conversation's hard sometimes.
We
were playing it in the car.
Yeah.
It's a great road trip game.
Yes.
I've been around the block. Like, it's hard to find food information that like you haven't heard before.
Yeah.
And Max, as you can see, he's sneaky with it, and he pulls in stuff.
Yeah.
Well, thanks everybody. I'm so happy
It's
you've been
true.
enjoying it. All right, Tammy. Who was the bratty child transformed into a giant blueberry in the 1971 film Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, as well as its 2005 remake?
Well, the answer isn't me. It is Violet Beauregard.
Correct.
Boom.
Violet, you're turning violet. Violet.
So happy
And
other
that
people have
bitch,
that.
if there ever was one.
Same.
Their
You
worst face.
candy. You eat the candy. You just like, you're there. What, like, is Wonka gonna let you die? Maybe. But like, who cares? Like, Violet lived.
Yes.
Violet lived.
I agree.
Wait, bonus question or whatever. Who is the other girl in it that the band was named after later?
Veruca Salt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what. Duh. Oh,
Yeah.
Max, did you not know that?
Like, I could have had another question.
All right, last one
Okay, last question.
for Ethan. What is the name of the largest size wine bottle?
Is it a Magnum?
No.
Oh, I would have guessed that
Can
too.
I get a second try after I consult in the chat?
Or do you want to hear the options?
Ethan, I don't know the answer. I just know where
Oh.
you need to go for the answer, which is the Bible.
Mhm.
The
Here,
Bible?
I'll give you the
What
option.
kind of hint is that?
Well,
The
yeah.
Bible.
It's a real one.
Yeah, it's a good hint.
Read the multiple choice options, Max.
Okay. Magnum, Jeroboam, Nebuchadnezzar, or Balthazar?
I have no
Ooh.
idea. What was the second one?
Magnum, Jeroboam, Nebuchadnezzar, and Balthazar.
The second one.
The second one.
Jeroboam?
Sure.
Is that your final answer?
Oh
No,
my God.
it's not my final answer. Faraday?
I'm gonna guess Balthazar.
Yeah, all right, fine. Balthazar.
Again, loving the confidence, but no.
God damn it.
It is a Nebuchadnezzar.
Whoa.
No, he was a king. He wasn't a wine bottle.
Wow.
A name can be two things.
No, a name can only be one thing, Max. A Nebuchadnezzar. What kind of nonsense is that?
A Nebuchadnezzar can
Yes,
be
I'll have a Nebuchadnezzar of wine. No,
I
nobody
think it
says
holds
that.
like
Also, how
15
big is that?
liters of wine.
Yeah, how
15
big is
liters?
that?
It's
I
very,
think
very
it's
It's
like
like-
15 liters.
and you end up spending a lot of the money on the cost of the bottle because
Sure.
like, they
Oh.
only make them like custom, and they like, and especially like a big bottle of champagne, you end up spending a lot of the money on the cost of the bottle because it has to be such thick glass to protect all the pressure.
Oh.
And somebody's got to make it out of clay with the little handles and drop it to the bottom of the Mediterranean for 2,000 years.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Amazing.
and then
A
there's
Nebuchadnezzar. What kind of All right. Fine.
Yeah, there's great videos of people dropping Nebuchadnezzar bottles like on the floor just accidentally, and
Painful.
yeah, it's
That's
fantastic.
just painful. All right. So after 21 questions, we have Ethan with 4, Faraday with 5, and Tammy with 7.
And you didn't even have to use a lifeline, right?
Yeah, you didn't use any of your lifeline.
Not a
Like
single
the
one.
ultimate winner.
Wow, well done.
I love food.
Well done, all of you. You all did great.
Hey, I love food.
What was a surprising answer that you all heard today? Like that last one was very surprising to me.
Isn't that a Matrix reference? Just because it came out today. Can we talk about the Matrix for a second? Isn't the name of the ship in the Matrix the Nebuchadnezzar?
Yeah.
Are you telling me that Morpheus named his like robot killing ship after a bottle of wine? Max.
I'm pretty sure the bottles of wine exist in the Matrix, and that's where he got it from. I don't know about this king.
Sure. Okay. All right.
And then in Westworld, in the new season of Westworld, they have computers named after some of those bottles. There's a Rehoboam, and I think a Jeroboam in there.
Wait, so a Jeroboam is a bottle of wine?
Correct.
But
it's
not the
smaller.
biggest one.
But 14 liters instead of 15 liters.
I think it's 2 magnums. I'm not sure.
Oh.
How much is in a magnum?
2 bottles.
Okay.
All right, here I have the full list for you all.
That's I wasn't sure who, like it's always, this is like one of these dumb ass like wine trivia questions that like, this is why I never got sommelier certified, because I was just like, this trifling ass shit is not for me. Like, it's not like I don't want to remember the Bible. I don't remember like this list. Anyway, go ahead, Max.
Agreed. Absolutely agreed. In order, so there is a Magnum, which is a double bottle, and then there is a double Magnum, which is 3 liters. Then a Jeroboam, which is 4.5. An Imperial is 6. A Salmanazar, a Salmanazar is 9 liters. A Balthazar is 12 liters, and a Nebuchadnezzar is 15 liters.
I was close when I said Balthazar.
Well, all 4 of the answers were. All 4 of the answers on the card are very large bottles of wine.
Magnum was not close.
All right.
I see.
I would say box.
Yeah, Magnums are like the smallest.
It's like a box.
Right.
Oh my
Truckload? What do you call the tanker?
Carlo
Like the truck
Rossi.
tanker.
Carlo Rossi.
A Carlo Rossi, the jug.
I used to always drink that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Did you
make
ever
great
hear-
wine. Carlo
Did you
Rossi.
ever hear of the Rossi challenge in college? Do you remember that? Oh, it was
We had our
gross.
own style thing, but what was it? The Rossi challenge?
Is it like butt chugging?
No, it was like just trying to finish. Like 2 people would try to finish Rossi jugs in an afternoon.
Oh,
The
God.
fastest.
Or like Edward 40 hands? Remember that?
It's a lot like that, yeah.
You know, that kind of seems like an alcoholic Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
How much wine is that?
I don't know. I
I
don't
think
remember.
Enough.
I think it's 4 bottles. It's 3 liters. I think it's 3 liters.
Okay, so it's not enough to poison you, but enough to make you just pee constantly.
It
Yeah.
depends on who you are.
Not to really stain your lips and teeth.
Mm.
Wow. Well, that was like an exciting round. Like I was stumped on maybe half of them, I would say, especially the Midwest questions.
Honestly, if I had gotten any of those, I would have failed.
What was my first question that I got that was so hard?
The roly-poly fish heads.
Oh, the
my
fish
God.
heads. Dude, that was fucked up. I was like, is this how this is going to be?
I guarantee I've played you that song at some point. It's really weird, and it's great. It's so creepy. I love it.
Never heard
What
of
was
that
the?
song.
Where did the song come? What's the origin of the song?
That's a good question. There's a great music video that goes along with it. So it's just like a camcorder with a bunch of fish heads, like out on the docks somewhere. You know what? I don't know the origin of the song. I'm gonna have to get back to you on that. It's going to be stuck in your heads for the rest of the night, though.
Forever.
I love it.
Exactly.
Awesome. Wow. Well, thank you, guest panel, for joining us on this expert round. You are welcome to hang out while we transition to trivia night for the audience. But is there anything y'all want to like plug on the stream or tell people to follow you and stuff?
Max, where's the best? Max, where do people buy the game? Where do people buy the game?
Taste Test is available where all fine books and games are sold, including large retailers named after South American rivers and your local bookstore. It's also available online at bookshop.org, which is a nonprofit that allows you to direct your purchases through your favorite local bookstore with all the convenience of ordering online and saying fuck you to Jeff Bezos.
Yeah. Meanwhile, we're on Twitch, which is like Amazon power.
Look, let's not get into how Amazon rules our waking moments.
Yeah.
Faraday, tell people where they should follow you.
Oh, you can follow me at Faraday on Instagram or follow Munchie's YouTube. I usually have my cooking show up every so often, and there's a fried ravioli one coming out soon.
Nice.
Yum. Tammy, how about you?
First off, I just want to say that Munchie's videos have literally been my favorite thing for 5, 6, 7 years. I don't even know. They always have the actual like fun. And I mean, I am a stoner, but you don't have to be a stoner. But literally, like anytime I want to make something that's like egg rolls, blooming onion. Okay, the jerk chicken from Kwame, who was the Top Chef contestant, that recipe with the jerk barbecue sauce, like, and then you'll have so much extra marinade. And like, if you grilling in the winter, first of all, do it. Second of all, do this recipe, the jerk chicken, Munchies, Kwame, look it up. That's that. Get some pimento wood, order it, or maybe you can find it. I don't know where to get in New York, but like, yeah. Anyway,
you're doing a better job at promoting the things that I do than I am. Keep going.
Well, no, we were supposed to meet in person, but I was going to be like, oh my god, like I love Munchies.
Thank you so much. It means
the Dora Watt recipe from Eden from Machina. That amazing. like it's a great recipe, even though you didn't know where coffee came from. You have facilitated a good Dora Watt recipe on the internet, so you know you're absolved. You're absolved, and one day we'll go to an Ethiopian restaurant and have some coffee, and we'll really teach you about where coffee comes from.
I almost said Vietnam because I was like, I love Vietnamese coffee.
Oh no.
Oh my god. Okay.
I don't drink coffee at all. Anyways, Sammy, go on.
Until the end of the year, you can find me at Gawker. And then in 2022, I will be Diner at Large at New York Magazine, and I will have a newsletter that you can subscribe to at a link that will show up if you Google Tammy and New York Magazine.
Thank you. Ethan, where can people find you?
burlapandbarrel.com, at Burlap and Barrel on the platforms. Yeah, fine.
I have some of your spices in my kitchen. So.
Good. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, thanks.
For those of you who haven't played with or smelled or tasted Ethan's.
All right, fine. Enough.
I develop recipes sometimes for publications, and Burlap and Barrel spices are too flavorful for me to use in recipes for general American cooks because they throw off the ratio. That's how good they are. So,
as a fellow recipe developer, it's true.
It's true.
All right. Well, thank you. Know where your food comes from. That's it. I don't care about spices.
It's true.
Thank you, all three of you, for doing this. We're really excited. So happy we could hang out together like this.
Yeah. Well,
thanks, Max.
You are further dismissed. But if you would like to hang out with us on the stream, you are welcome to keep hanging out with us. But yeah, we are going to. Max, do you feel like you need to take a break, or do you want to soldier through?
I'm ready to go.
You're ready to
let's do it.
go.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, folks in the chat, let your friends know we're going to start public trivia in just a minute. It's going to be really fun. I'm going to grab the link so that people can start participating. I'm going to put that in the chat. You get it. Yeah, congrats, Tammy. You're getting congrats in the chat.
Oh my gosh, thank you. I love all of my fans and soldiers and, anyone who doesn't hate me, really. But I love my haters too, they keep me motivated.
Okay, chat, I've put the Google form in there for you to start filling out answers as we go through the questions. Oh, yeah, totally. All right, Tammy, we're going to say goodnight to you. Is that right?
Yes, so I can make my karagi chicken because I forgot to start marinating it before the show, and I'm really hungry.
Of course. We
It's
totally
important.
understand and appreciate
But
it.
I love you all. I might pop back in if that's allowed.
Oh, totally. Yes, you're welcome.
Super hard farewell, but yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Tammy.
Here.
Cool. All right, so y'all are going to stick around for a second?
Yeah, I'll stick around for a little bit. I'm going to hear the other easy questions that I didn't get.
The other easy questions.
Yeah, exactly.
These questions are designed to be a little more representative of the general tenor of the trivia game.
Does that mean they're easier or harder? You gave us the hard questions?
Yes, they're somewhat easier, but there are hard ones sprinkled in as well. This is, it turns out, the big challenge when you're doing a trivia game of how do you, how do you determine your baseline? Because the problem that I kept running into is I don't know what people know. And clearly,
you know too much about food. You know too much, Max.
Like it's a Facebook ad that's too invasive. Like knows too much. So it's been pleasantly surprising to hear that people have been able to play it competitively and that they seem well calibrated for it. So we hope the rest of you are too.
Yeah, I'm gonna go get myself a drink really quick. But the quick rules for people who are going to participate in the chat is we're basing it on the honor system. Don't Google, and then don't put your answers in the chat. Put your answers on the Google form that we shared in the chat. So, and also please don't forget to make a team name for yourself because we want to give out as many prizes tonight as possible. So we're giving one out for the trivia winner, second place, and best team name. So,
best team name.
Best team name. I love trivia team names, so I can't wait to hear what people come up with. But I'm going to go get a drink really quick, and then we will get started.
And I will run through just the prizes that we're offering for different winners. The best team name, and you can be a team of one. Put it in the form. You will win a copy of Jenn's cookbook, Showdown, Comfort Food, Chili, and Barbecue. That is signed by Jenn. It's an amazing, rib-sticking food cookbook that we just love. A White Castle and Impossible Foods reusable tote, and a White Castle reusable cup with straw to carry with you to all of your most exciting gatherings. Second place winner will receive your very own copy of the Taste Test Trivia Game, the Dumpling Galaxy Cookbook, co-authored by me, the last OG cookbook, How to Get Mad Culinary Skills, with recipes tested by none other than Jenn, a water bottle on behalf of the North Brooklyn Coalition, a playing card deck from the press room, and a reusable tote from the feed. And the grand prize winner, who gets the greatest number of questions correct, will receive their copy of Taste Test, another book that Jenn was the recipe developer on, Filipinex by Angela de Mayuga and Lagaya Michan, a copy of the Dumpling Galaxy Cookbook, a 150-gram package of my very own stash of house roast oolong tea that I bring back with me by hand from Hong Kong, mailed directly to you, a Star Wars-themed tea infuser that has a little Death Star tea ball included, a Swell aluminum water bottle from the Sylvia Center, and Space Invaders-themed salt and pepper shakers.
That's a lot of stuff.
Seriously.
That's a lot of stuff.
That's a good prize.
Yeah. We got Joe in the chat saying, need that tea. I'm going to share the link again so that folks can participate. I just tweeted that we're starting the public round. So if anybody wants to retweet me, that would be great so that we can get as many people participating as possible. I'm going to change our layout real quick. So we have the questions on the screen. Look at this. We prepared. Boom.
Man.
Sort of.
Nice.
Look at that. A taste test. Cool.
Wait, I have a quick question.
Yes.
Jen, this is for you. How often do you do taste tests, or not just taste tests, but like do you do quiz nights all the time, you yourself at Wonderville?
No, this is our first one.
Cool.
So I was hoping that we were kicking off like a regular thing of it. It would have been cool.
Yeah.
But I also just stream on Wednesdays my own talk show called Attack the Pantry, where I have guests. My last guest was actually Max last week.
It's so good. It's so fun. And it's so great to talk to people on the internet that you can't see.
Yeah.
Ooh, like a little troll.
Yeah. So yeah, on my show, we talk about people's projects, creative ways to get into food, because, you know, there's not just one career in the food world, and not one way to cook food. So it's really fun. And then we also play a game of Imaginary Chopped, which is where like the chat will give us the ingredients and we have to like figure out how to cook with all that in our minds. And we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, cool.
It's really
That's
fun.
fun. Let me know if I ever can come on. I want to do it.
Oh yeah, totally. You are very welcome.
That's way more fun than actually having to cook the thing in person. Like,
Yeah, totally.
yeah, coming up with a crazy dish. Yeah, I'm into it.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what was ours was. There was Coca-Cola, chocolate, crab.
Oh yeah. It was chocolate, crab, Coke, and I forget the last ingredient, but it was a doozy. It was fun.
You have to put them all into one dish, or what's the?
We always make it easier. We always say like you can use 2, 3, or all 4 if you want to, because we lower the bar. Because a lot of people on Twitch are just kind of getting into the kitchen, and so we want to make it as fun as possible. But anyway, Mark, who owns Wonderville, is co-owner of Wonderville, says we can do more of these once the pandemic is over. Yay!
Cool.
Amazing.
We got it on recording, Mark. All right. Are we ready for this? Folks, if you're just joining us in the chat, we have a Google form that you can fill out to for your answers. I'm going to keep sharing it periodically so that new people can keep seeing it. But here we go. Round 1.
And just to note, as people are playing this live and joining in at different times, the answers will be revealed at the end, but we will not be revealing answers after each question. And there are 10 questions in the first round and 10 questions in the second.
Do you remember the breakdown of the categories that you used, Max?
So there are 4 categories with 5 questions each total. So I'm pulling up the little great illustrations. The illustrator for this game did just amazing work. So we have like all the cards have different backings on them. The illustrator's name, oh my gosh, Carmela Caldarton, who just does wonderful stuff. So there will be 5 questions each from people in pop culture, cooking techniques, ingredients, and regional dishes.
Cool. And as a reminder, again, in the chat, this is on the honor system. Don't Google if you can help it, don't put answers in the chat, put it in the Google form. And for our panelists, also, please be careful. Don't say any spoilers, but if you have any trivia about those things, you can save it for when we reveal the answers. Or like you can say, I know this one, or I don't know this one.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's get started. Max, do you want to read the first one?
Yeah. Hoagies, heroes, and subs. Oh my. Where in the United States that's my typo. Do people call these elongated sandwiches grinders? And the choices are A, New England, B, Pennsylvania, C, the Pacific Northwest, or D, Texas.
I have had a grinder. So
I love
know.
grinding.
This is why we have you here on the panel.
Also, what I feel like I grew up calling them just like subs. Yeah.
It's a regional thing for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very, very like it's sort of as strict as soda versus pop versus Coke. Like there's very little crossover in those areas.
I love it.
It's just a sandwich, right? Like we're just talking about bread. It's just the shape of the bread. It doesn't change the fundamental nature of the sandwich.
Arguable. There are measures done with hoagies that are not done with, say, Italian subs.
What do you mean measures? What's a measure?
Like there's no like garlic bread toasting involved with an Italian sub the way they will do with a hoagie sometimes.
But you can toast the bread. It's just a sandwich. All right.
Everything's just a sandwich. I don't know. Do what you want.
Fine.
Here for the sandwich drama. Here for it.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Jenn, do you want to ask this one?
I can take this one.
Great.
The Chinese technique called velveting is a method for A, sprouting a fuzzy layer of mold on tofu, B, marinating meat in eggs and cornstarch, C, steaming whole fish with rice wine, or D, braising tough pieces of meat in a wok until tender.
I would argue, Max, that it's not really any of these.
It's complicated for reasons that are
No,
difficult to get into on a trivia card.
It's not really any of these. All right.
No, it's
fine.
one very specific one.
No, it is. It's one of these. We just did a video actually last week with Steve Chu from Ekibin in Baltimore. He made Kung Pao chicken. I'm not going to give anything away, but this technique
He did the thing. Yeah.
in the video. And you know what? It is real.
But there's another step that's really important for velveting that's not listed in any of these options.
Here's the thing.
Oh
There's
my
limited
gosh.
space on a trivia card. There was a whole discussion about this.
Okay.
We had like
all
multiple
right. I just hear
elements
excuses.
discussion.
I
I
love
just
that.
hear excuses, Max.
I love that Ethan's here to wag a finger at you this whole time.
That's why we've been friends so long. We keep each other on our toes.
Very good.
Jen, we've been friends for a very long time. We know each other very well.
All four of
this
these.
is not a.
Go
Max.
ahead.
No.
Also, all four of these are actual Chinese cooking techniques. Also that produce really good stuff. There's a great cookbook called Phoenix Claws and Jade Trees that I always recommend to people by a friend named Ken Lo, who breaks down Chinese cooking by all these different techniques, including some of the ones listed here. And it's a great introduction to learning about different regions of Chinese cooking and some of like the technical aspects. And once you sort of learn some of these fundamentals, you can kind of just make anything.
Totally. Yeah.
All right, shall we move on?
Yeah. Can one of our guests read the next one?
Yeah.
Faraday,
I'll do it.
This? Yeah.
No big deal. I'll do it. Yep, that's right.
Good one. Good one.
Religiously speaking, not all kosher dill pickles are certified kosher. So what makes a pickled cucumber a kosher dill? A, it's made in New York City. B, it's made with kosher salt. C, the cucumber is pickled whole. Or D, it's flavored with dill and garlic. Interesting.
You need an all of the above answer for this one.
It took everything in me to not make a circumcision joke when
This game is supposed to be family friendly.
That's what the editors thought too.
Dang. Okay, Faraday, are you painting your nails?
I am painting my nails.
What color? Oh, so cute.
They look great. They look like the same color as your hermit crab.
Yes.
Oh, so cute.
I'm trying to be festive, you know? We got red and green and
Love it.
stuff.
You know what? You're right. More people should just be painting their nails while they're live streaming because you're really not doing anything with your hands.
Yes, I'm multitasking like a motherfucker.
So
Great.
smart. So smart.
Thank you.
All right. Next question, Ethan. Would you mind taking this one?
Yeah. As far back as the 1920s, Southern farmers in need of a quick, high-protein snack swigged salted peanuts straight from the bottle of this drink. Whiskey, seltzer, Mountain Dew, or Coca-Cola. Yeah, nice, Jen, nice.
I got props.
Honestly, that sounds great. Whiskey, peanuts and whiskey, I'm in. I'm going to try that.
I don't know the answer to this, but I would fuck with each one of these. I would, again,
for sure. For sure.
I've had a couple like peanut butter fat washed whiskeys where they add peanut butter in and then let it sort of marinate and then scoop out a chunk of solid fat. Really good.
I mean, in general, it makes sense to me just because of the fat content of peanuts. I've had like a duck fat washed like mezcal before. Ugh.
Yeah.
Now I want that.
I mean, there's almost nothing that peanut butter doesn't, or peanuts in any form don't improve across the board. So,
unless you have anaphylaxis.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Fair enough. Unless peanuts kill you, in which case, don't eat them.
I'm trying to think of a dish that peanuts could ruin.
Oh.
Like not just like not go with, but actually ruin.
Actively ruin? I don't know.
Throw your ideas in the chat, people. What would peanuts actively ruin?
Peanuts are perfect food. They're perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have their own container.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. You can grow a lot of them.
Yeah.
It's a lot of protein.
They put nitrogen back into the soil. They're good for the environment.
Yeah.
Come on, guys.
Yes, they have uses for both humans and machines.
Sweet and savory applications.
George Washington Carver is a hero, by the way.
Joe in the chat says I could ruin steak. I don't know.
No, I could do peanuts on steak. No problem.
Ooh, I could do like a peanut curry sauce. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
easy.
Peanut butter might ruin a steak. Like a big shellac of peanut butter would be really
Max, I'm gonna make you a peanut butter crusted steak, and it's gonna blow you away.
Delicious. You're gonna enjoy it.
into that idea.
All right, we're gonna move on to another question.
Yeah.
I can take this. Number 5, this chewy, starchy mass of mashed plantains, cassava, or yams is a staple carb in West Africa that accompanies soups and stews. You have 4 answers here. A, jollof. B, mofongo. C, fufu. Or D, okay, I'm going to butcher this. Is it Thibu Jenn?
Correct, yeah.
Oh, great.
Jenn.
These are tricky answer options, Max.
I mean, they are all foods.
Yes.
Yeah, but more than one is a chewy, starchy mass of mashed plantains, cassava, or yams. You're just talking about where it comes from.
And how it's eaten. They're 2 totally different.
Yeah, but how it's eaten is not a part of the question.
Look, if you know, you know.
I know.
One of those foods falls into the category of swallows, which are relatively bland foods that you dip into sauces and stews and use to scoop up. The other is a fully seasoned dish that you eat unto itself.
True.
Totally different.
That's true.
A little bit different. Totally different. It feels like a stretch.
Wow, really got the peanut gallery here, don't we?
Oh!
All right.
All right, let's move on to the next question.
I can take
Max,
this one.
yeah, please.
The white person can take the question about colonization. This spicy curry comes from the Indian state of Goa, is often made with pork and always charted up with vinegar, a throwback to the region's Portuguese colonial past. A, tial. B, vindaloo. C, korma. Or D, barta.
Can I give a hint?
Video on this one recently as well.
Oh.
We just released one of these, by the way.
Oh, I know.
An excellent masala for making one of these dishes.
Can you tell us more about that line of products?
Floyd Cardoz was an incredible chef, somebody I worked for at his restaurant Tabla as a young line cook in 2010.
I ate there. I love it.
Yeah. It was really if Tabla was open today, it would be the hottest restaurant in New York City. It was 10 years ahead of its time, as he often was. And we have a line of Floyd Cardoz legacy masalas that we had started working on with him before he passed away And we've continued with his wife, Barca. We have 6 masalas now, including, not to put too fine a point on it, but yes, thank you. The answer, if you go on our website, you'll see the answer. No,
you're not allowed to Google anyway, so you'll do it after.
Right, exactly. But we launched a line of masalas with Barca Cardoz as a memorial to Floyd and his lifetime of work, sharing Indian cuisines with people around the world.
Yeah, so good. Okay. Number 7. Faraday, do you want to take this?
Yeah. Scallops, it turns out, have eyes. How many eyes do scallops have? I think it's actually scallops. I'm just going to say scallops.
Scallops.
Okay? A, none. You shut your lion mouth. B, 2. C, 20. Or D, 200. I think that the answer definitely has a 2 in it, I'm assuming.
I was very surprised by this answer. I was, wow.
Seriously.
I didn't know that they had eyes if they do, unless A is the answer. I don't know. I think it's real, though.
I think all of the answers are kind of upsetting to me, to be honest.
They are.
Like, I don't think of scallops as engaging with it. Yeah, they're...
Max, do scallops see color? What does the world look like to a scallop?
I want to know.
There's been research done on this. Someone has found the answer. When we get to a lull, when someone else is reading a question, I'll pull it up and try to throw it into the chat.
Oh, my friend Jennifer Cohen is in the chat. Welcome.
Hi, Jennifer.
Welcome. It is not too late to join trivia night. We have all the questions in the Google form that you can fill out here. So put your answer. I'm going to put it in the chat. Put your answers here. So make sure you fill out the Google form, and we can check your answers at the end of the 2 rounds. Okay. So let's Ethan.
I got it. I'm a huge 30 Rock fan. Perfect.
Oh, you are? Great.
Yeah, I've seen it like 1,000 times. All right. 30 Rock's Liz Lemon can't stop eating a Mexican snack made with a special ingredient that her boss, Jack Donaghy, surmises is responsible for her hair's thickness and shine. What does the snack's name mean in English? So this question requires that you not only know 30 Rock inside and out, but that you also can translate the name from Spanish as is presented in the show into the English answers that are on this card. Is it A, Cheesy Blasters, B, Light of the Sun, C, Flavor of Loneliness, or D, Taste of the Bull?
I am at a loss because I never watched 30 Rock. I'm so sorry.
Also, I speak Spanish. One of the words in the answer could go flavor or taste. It could go either way.
We had a discussion about that too. It was a whole exchange with the editors.
All right, fine.
But one of the answers is clearly of those
taste. Right, taste or flavor.
Right.
Cheesy Blaster, Light of the Sun, Flavor of Loneliness, Taste of the Bull.
There you go.
And if you understand why these snacks are of interest to Jack and Liz Lemon, then you can keep that knowledge all to yourself.
I love knowing all these things you've snuck into the game now. Like, I can't believe you.
I can.
Well, this particular snack is at the heart of one episode of the show where Liz tests pregnant, in fact is not pregnant.
I do not remember this episode, and I just rewatched all of 30 Rock recently.
Well, it's also
it's one of the middle seasons. I don't remember which one it is, but
the first 3.
There's only 4.
No, there's 7.
No, there's 7. Yeah, 6 or 7, I would say.
There's 7.
I gotta catch up.
Yeah.
After I finish my anime binge.
I would say that 30 Rock per minute has more jokes than any other TV show on television.
Oh my God, Tracy Morgan is the best. Yeah. Or Jordan or whatever.
I agree. He is the best.
Yes.
I worked on this book with
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's great.
Did you get to talk to them about things?
No, I got to work with Nicole Taylor, who did get to work with everybody.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Recipe testers and developers are a few removed from the talent.
I can
Yeah.
see Tracy Morgan being a terrible cook, just like a terrible cook.
No, he had some great ideas. I think
All right.
no, I think he had some great ideas. But I did not like cook with him, so I can't vouch for in that area. But
Doesn't he have a whole
anyways,
thing about? He has a whole thing about hot dogs. Isn't he obsessed with hot dogs? All right, never mind.
yes,
Sorry, we'll move
yes.
on.
Yeah, no, he loves hot dogs. And
Same.
so do I. I curate the hot dogs at Wonderville. It's amazing.
And they're really good, and they all have great punny names.
Thank you.
Fun.
Mm-hmm. We love punny names. Who is up next? Me. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
this is perfect because I love chilies. Question number 9: which is the spiciest chili pepper on the Scoville heat scale? A. Butch Jolokia or the ghost pepper. B. Trinidad Moruga scorpion. C. Porcelain destroyer. Or D. Carolina Reaper.
If you were watching Max's face carefully as Jen read those answers, you'll know that one of the answers is a throwaway, and Max couldn't contain himself.
I'm sorry, I'm so pleased with
Jen,
myself.
while you're
I
reading
love it so much.
Jen is saying in the chat that we need a Tracy Morgan and burlap crossover.
Oh, honestly,
Hot dogs,
dream come true.
right?
Yeah.
That'd be so
Amazing.
cool. I can say that I've eaten a lot of these peppers, the real ones at least, and I've survived. I think I could do hot ones. Do you think that you all could do hot ones?
No.
No,
I mean, yeah, we can all do it.
I could do
Am I
it.
gonna look like an
Yeah.
asshole?
Wouldn't feel
Yeah.
good afterward, but yeah, I could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that the challenge is having to like have a conversation while also feeling
Yeah.
awful. Like I can do one of those things.
I am also a judge for the hot sauce expo, so like,
Oh, dang.
Oh, I used
I
to do
can-
that.
yeah, it was fun, right?
Yeah. Are they still doing it?
Yeah, they did. I just missed this last round. But
I'll
yeah,
just ask to come back, I guess.
it's me and like a room full of metal dudes. I don't know how to
Yeah.
explain this, but a lot of hot sauce aficionados have long beards or and into metal.
Have you
I
heard the
don't know.
story about this? Like inside the. This is a great article.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh no, I guess not.
Yeah, like you and a bunch of crust punks judging hot sauce.
No, not crust pugs. Those are
Or
totally different.
metalheads. True.
Totally different. Yeah, it's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Anyway, folks in the chat, do you all have the form to fill out the trivia questions? Oh yeah, Joe is confirming. Yep, it's a very biker OG tattoo vibe. I mean,
The photos
into it.
alone.
I'm
this
kind
is,
of
this is a
into
New
it,
York
though.
Times article, Jen.
No, seriously.
I wanna
yeah,
s-
all right. I'll work on this.
Yeah.
I'll work on this. I'll pitch it. All right. Last question of round 1. Max.
I will take this one, yes. On the first episode of the American TV series The Office, which of Dwight's possessions does Prankmaster Jim suspend in a Jell-O mold? A. Stapler. B. Coffee mug. C. Bobblehead doll. Or D. Casio calculator wristwatch.
Max, what color is the Jello? What flavor is the Jello?
It's yellow. We never know what flavor it is. It looks. They must have used ballistics gelatin because it's so thick, and it has
Yellow
this
Jell-O.
like slight opacity that they use for ballistics gelatin. Which, if for those of you who don't know, is just a really concentrated gelatin that people use for gunshot analysis because it mimics the texture and density of human skin.
What?
So
That's
it's just a
bleak.
big old block of Jell-O, and you can shoot it, and then you can take slow motion video and watch the Jell-O go all whoop 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 like
Whoop,
that.
whoop, whoop, whoop.
Max, do you want to talk about the Facebook group?
Yeah. So there are a number of niche Facebook groups that I lurk in, including a Jell-O and Aspic Appreciation Society called "Show Me Your Aspics," which is really just a celebration of like people still making like pistachio pudding walnut what's it called? Something it's a green salad made of Jell-O and pudding. I don't know. And all sorts of amazing creations. There's also a Facebook group called Aspics with Threatening Auras.
Oh, I've
which-
seen that one.
Yeah, which is sort of exactly what it sounds like. My new favorite one is called Gelatimundo, which is largely Spanish speaking, and it seems to go for folks in the US and kind of all over. And the members call each other gelatinigas, which I think is just adorable.
Nice.
And it's people making the most incredible, involved, architecturally complex Jello molds. And they're just absolutely beautiful.
Can we also put in a plug for our friend Jenna Derman's company, Solid Wiggles?
I love Solid Wiggles.
For Max's birthday, in fact, I got a Solid Wiggles Jello cake, a boozy Jello cake, which had suspended googly eyeballs floating in the Jello substrate, which was absolutely spectacular.
And it was cocktail flavored, like it was lemony and Campari. Like
it was so good.
Beautiful. It was such a wiggly, delightful substance.
I had it for New Year's last year, and I love that it's like cocktail flavored, but it didn't get us drunk. It was delicious. It was just straight up good. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder like how much alcohol you can put in before you start risking structural integrity.
Yeah.
Is for the Jello mold.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So this is round one. We've gotten to question 10 of round one. So we're going to pause here for a second. I'm actually going to remove the screen so we can have our big heads again. I'm going to make a Twitter poll for the team names so far that we've gotten. So folks, if you are joining us in the chat, make sure that you fill out the form and your team name. And so we've got 4 so far. Team whatever. Team Dan without the help from Anna. I love that one. Help from Anna. I can't fit it in the Twitter poll. I'm gonna put a Twitter poll so that people can actually like vote on this. We have cat emoji and then Hal. So I'm gonna tweet judge the trivia names right now so that folks can start judging.
Excellent. And remember, you can be.
Sorry, go on.
You can be a trivia team of 1. Everyone can have a team name.
Yeah, everyone can have a team name for sure. I'm gonna put the here we go. Twitter poll for team names. And you can retweet it and get your friends to vote for it, but that's there now. Jen in the chat is also saying we need this metal hot sauce story, Jen. Yes, we do. It's quite a thing. Where are we right now? Okay, so we still have 10 more questions in round 2. Folks are already submitting their full answers because the questions are on the form, but it's just fun to hang here with y'all and hear your insight about all of these questions without revealing the answer. You've been so good, by the way.
Oh, good job. Good job, people.
I always budget for every trivia night that we spoil at least 2 questions.
Oh, we could be having more fun.
No, don't spoil the question. Here we go.
I'm gonna stop painting my nails and pay more attention.
No, it's all good. It's totally cool. I'm gonna do this really quick. Max, vamp, real quick.
I keep worrying, Faraday, that you're gonna like do one of your classic like weird stuff just in the background corner of your screen, without giving too much away that could get us sued. Faraday as a coworker was incredible because you could be interviewing someone that you're looking to hire. You could be talking to like one of the great chefs of Europe, and then there's Faraday in the background, knowing you can see her like twerking out on the counter.
I would do the same thing though.
It was fun having an open office.
Faraday is the only thing that could bring me back to an office. being able to hang out.
No bosses, no landlords, y'all. Like, boom. Like, I'm so happy to not go to an office right now. So happy.
Same. Yeah, very, very much so.
But I do very much enjoy working on cookbooks. Like, very, very, very much. I'm so excited.
Jen, what was your favorite recipe from Philippine X?
Oh my gosh.
Or like top three if you can't pick one.
So many, but a real showstopper was an unexpected breakfast tofu. It's a steamed silken tofu with soy milk, and then you do molasses on top with tapioca pearls and fresh strawberries and some toasted soy powder.
Oh, I'm in.
Wow. And you steam it in soy milk?
you steam the silken tofu in soy milk and you cover it with all the stuff and then fresh tapioca pearls. It's like boba breakfast. It's so good. It's so good.
That's
and it's
amazing.
And it's so different from like the provincial version that I've had like when I went to the Philippines. Because it's like it's a vendor thing, so they like yell on the streets. They're like tao ho, tao tao, and it's like a styrofoam cup of like this hot like fresh tofu with like just sugar syrup on top. But this version is like incredible. Like you saw my eyes going back in my head. I was like, it's so good.
And can you tell us more about the cookbook?
Yeah, totally. I have it right here. It's just like a beautiful work of art. It's real thick. Like it's lovely. Not only are the recipes really amazing and personal to Angela, Ligaya put a lot of work into the writing and the design. So like a lot of this like really ornamental stuff is from placemats and napkins and like embroidery from like traditional Filipino like culture. So they put a lot of work into this book, and I tested everything really hard. And I loved building the pantry. I mean, I already keep a very Filipino pantry, but it was really cool to just hear other people's stories and I don't know, imagine myself like back in the Philippines, like making these things. And then in California growing up, like taking these stories and being like, wait a minute, I had a totally different experience and I want to now share that with everybody, which is so cool. But yeah, there's a lot of really wonderful things. Like there's a lot of fermentation, there's a lot of cured meats and just lovely, lovely flavor combinations that you really haven't seen before. So her piece in the New York Times was just a preview. Like she had 10 recipes in there, but there are like 100. So it's great. Nice. I love it. I love it.
It's a really cool cookbook.
Yeah. I love working on cookbooks. I was just telling somebody the other day that it's kind of like that movie, you know, Julia and Julia, but it's like my job.
You just do it over and over and over again?
I'm just doing it over and over. I'm having like a life crisis and then, you know, resolution through cooking all the time. And
like
I don't
even
know,
just as a way to get the three of you collaborating on something and producing art out of that is like such an incredible.
What a blessed like team. I was very like happy to be part of it. Yeah. That's awesome. Really, really, really cool.
Yeah.
Anyway, enough about me, y'all.
Faraday, what are you have books that you should be promoting and that we should be.
No, I haven't done a book in a while now.
Well, you know, everything old is new again. So tell us about the Munchies book.
We have, okay, here, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, show us the book. Everybody, show and tell, show and tell, show and tell.
If we don't aggressively praise everyone here, we're not doing
it.
Look at
it. It's beautiful.
Awesome. The Munchies Guide to Dinner. This one came out in 2019, before the end of the world, that fall. And it's a collection of really fun recipes and delicious recipes. I developed all of them for this and just like teaching, empowering, you know, the reader or the cook or whatever, to like get in there and like do it yourself. You know what I mean? Like you can do this. It's like no recipe's too hard. Like honestly, and I'm like, I think that the whole book is very cookable. You know, I think that sometimes it always bums me out. Like people will be like, oh, Munchies recipes, they're a little too chefy or whatever. And I don't think that's true. Like I've been at Munchies for 6 years almost, and which is insane.
It's a long time at a company.
But, yeah, especially at Vice. I live in my own little world there, which is why I get to I enjoy it so much. But you know, I mean, Tammy said this already, but I think that, our recipes are really approachable. And I work with I get to produce a lot of our videos with our talent, like the chefs that we get in. So I get to get really interesting people in to tell their stories and learn from them. But like this book anyways is like all my recipes, but they're just like things with tips and stuff that I learned from everybody who's come through our doors. So it's a fun book.
Just the way that you write recipes, it shows that you're just such a great educator. Like you pick recipes that illustrate ideas and that get people excited and like they're always interesting, but they do feel very approachable. The stories that you tell around them make people feel really like they just want to dive in. Like you're so good at what you do.
Thank you. You're so sweet. You. Love it.
All right, folks, should we get into round 2?
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's do
let's
it.
do
Let's go. Folks in the chat, like make sure you are filling out your answers in the Google form. Oh, we're getting a lot more answers. Wow. Cool.
Excellent.
This is great. I'm so excited. We have one teammate is multitasking like a motherfucker.
Is that your team name, Jen? As you are
No,
multitasking
it's not
like
me.
a motherfucker right
We
now?
got another team name is Lone Queen Somnivore. Pretty good. And then the city of Cincinnati tried to kill me with baloney. Very good.
That
You're gonna
might
have a
be-
tough time picking the best team name. That's a tough decision.
I know. There are so many. I'm gonna wait until we get one more team name, and then I'll put that another Twitter poll up. But we're gonna move on to round 2, folks. Make sure that you have the Google form. Hit me up in the chat if I forget to post it. If you need the link to the trivia form, let me know, and I will post it. But here we go. We can readjust your centering on the screen. We're on round 2 now. All right, question 11. I can start us off.
Go
In the
for it.
Pac-Man arcade games, eating fruit scores you extra points.
Much
which
like
is-
in real life. Sorry.
Thanks, Max. Which of these fruits would you not encounter in the original game? A, blueberry, B, strawberry, C, orange, or D, cherry? And for the real OG gamers out here, we are talking about Pac-Man arcade.
I mean, we are on Twitch, right? Like there's
Pac-Man arcade.
My parents in our basement have like an original like Mrs. Pac-Man.
You do?
Yeah.
That rules.
Yes. In order to like to play it, you have to like hit the wires to like give yourself lives. It gives you lives. It's
You
really
gotta
I
jump
gotta,
start with a car.
yeah.
And did you have to throw in quarters?
No quarters. It was just like doing the wires.
Joe in the
You
chat is
wired.
yelling Durian. Durian is definitely
Durian.
not in Pac-Man. Thanks, Joe.
Oh my god, Durian should totally be in a new Pac-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. There should be a new
Yeah.
Pac-Man with like durian, guava, mango,
Yeah. They would look beautiful. Oh my god.
brown
This
people
is like
Pac-Man.
a carpet that should be embroidered or something.
Right?
Like a
Seriously.
Pac-Man full of
We're-
interesting fruits.
Coming up with so many ideas.
Wow.
Well, that's what I feel like that's the environment.
Somebody
that
has
you
to write them down. All right, next question. Max, can you do this one?
Yeah. Classic buttercream frosting is made by beating butter into what? A, meringue, B, whipped cream, C, egg yolks and sugar, or D, cream cheese. Have you guys been noticing the effects of the cream cheese shortage?
No.
No,
Because I've
not
been
at all.
my bagel place here. Like I'm one of these.
What's your bagel place?
The one bagel place in Jackson Heights that we have access to. That's not-
Liberty Bagel on Roosevelt?
Yeah, look, when you have a craving, you have a craving.
Yeah.
Ethan and I live in Jackson Heights in Queens, which is a great neighborhood for many foods. at bagel.
Everything except bagel.
And I don't really like a lot of cream cheese in my bagel. I want like
Neither.
a good schmear, but like the thick puck, not my style.
Neither.
And so I had a bagel from them, and I got not even a schmear, just like a bare swipe of cream cheese. And at first I thought, okay, maybe they were really busy, but I'm wondering if it's the cream cheese shortage.
Maybe.
Cream cheese shortage.
And if this is like
I don't
one
believe
staff,
in a
like,
cream cheese
protocol.
shortage. I don't know. I live right by what's it called? I live by Frankel's and the new one. What's the new one? It's not Edie's, it's something else. It's called Edith's.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Yes. Where's that?
Right.
I forgot they opened up a brick and mortar now because they were doing like the pop-ups at Polly G's for the beginning.
Oh, right. Yeah. No, they have like a little spot now. Right by Tuffet, my favorite cheese bar. Do you know Tuffet?
No.
Cheese bar?
It's been there for so long. It's They serve like great cheese boards, and they have a backyard and a fire pit. It's on Graham Avenue. If anyone lives off the L like I do. Okay, let's go to the next question. Vega, you want to take this?
Yes. Whipping egg whites. Oh, I was second. I was just like, wait, are we doing the same one I just read? Whipping egg whites. No. In a bowl made of this metal will improve the loft and stability of your souffles and meringues. A, copper. B, stainless steel. C, tin. C.5, rubber. Or D, Teflon. I don't know. I just thought I'd throw in an extra one for you guys.
Can I say that I'm not very good at baking in general, and I was working on some sponge cakes, and I really did not take it seriously about the whole like you need to wash your bowl and the whisk thing between batches. I was like, I don't want to wash this shit. Turns out you really need to, because the yolks destabilize the egg white volume, and so I got fucked on like 2 batches. I was like, oh, I should just not be so lazy.
Whipping egg whites is also
meringues I think really make the case for dishwashers.
Yeah. Holy shit. But I learned my lesson. So everybody, wash your bowls and whisk between matches when you're making any kind of sponge cake or chiffon cake, because the yolk, once it touches the yolk, it's like boom, deflate.
And when you separate your egg whites from your yolks, do it in a separate little quarantine container before adding it to the rest of your egg whites, because that way, if you screw up on one egg yolk, you won't ruin the entire batch.
And Max, what do you suggest people do with their egg yolks when they're making a souffle or meringue?
I don't know, Ethan. Maybe they could try making ice cream. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I used to write a bunch of ice cream recipes.
Oh, really?
You know how you can freeze your egg whites, right?
Mm-hmm.
Can you freeze your egg yolks?
You can, and they actually it improves their thickening power when you defrost them. Like they don't return to a liquid; they stay fudgy.
Mm-hmm. Actually, that's a secret, a Japanese recipe secret for cured egg yolks.
You freeze them?
Yeah, you freeze eggs, and then you separate them because they freeze at different rates. And then you can put the yolks in some soy sauce for like 2 days, and then you'll have these lovely fudgy like condiment egg yolks.
Ooh,
yeah,
so cool.
And
how do you know when to crack open the eggs to separate the yolks and the whites?
You'll see that they start to crack on their own because the water is expanding on the inside of the egg.
So when they start to crack in the freezer, then you crack open the shell and separate the eggs and the whites, the yolks and the whites.
Mm-hmm.
Who came up with this? That's incredible.
Yeah.
Genius.
I read it in a Japanese recipe. I was like, y'all are insane, and I love it.
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's my secret. And I've been experimenting a lot with cooking with cured egg yolks. Like you can still whip them with things. You can still make sauces, and you can make dressings and Caesar dressings with it. The protein still holds, which is crazy.
And did you know that Teflon was invented to keep nuclear bombs from sticking to your egg yolks when you're frying your eggs in the morning?
You get extra credit now for bringing back knowledge from the first trivia round.
Nuclear
fissionable materials. Really
what the fuck is that? Come on, man. Nuclear bombs.
Okay, here's the next question. Ethan, would you mind reading this?
I would love to. Which fast food chain demonstrates the thickness of its milkshakes by flipping them upside down before passing them to a customer? Is it A, Wendy's, B, Five Guys, C, Dairy Queen, or D, In-N-Out?
I know this one because I grew up going to this place. So.
And Jen grew up in California. I grew up in New York, and I do not know this one. So draw your own conclusions.
But it is available now in New York.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Which one?
Ethan, you're wrong, Ethan. Whatever you were thinking, you're wrong. Just FYI.
Yeah, right. Thank you. Clearly, I thought it was just a California thing, but I guess not.
Sorry, I'm gonna check if we've got more team names. No, we don't, not yet. Okay. Well, okay.
The first time I saw it, though, like I get why they do it. Like, it's an amazing strategy when you
It's a
can't see
feat.
someone hand you something like this.
When did you try it, Max?
At a time when I went to one of the ones that's in New York City that's available for us to go. But
Oh,
it wasn't because, like you, I didn't grow up with it.
interesting. Okay, question 15. In ancient Mexican agriculture, the three sisters are a trio of staple food crops that all support one another's growth. Oh boy, does that sound like friendship to me. Which of the following is not among them? A, corn, B, chilies, C, beans, or D, squash? I didn't know of this concept, but it all makes sense to me.
It's an amazing system of agriculture, and I believe still widely practiced now, where the different plants provide structural support for one another, and they also provide the soil with nutrients that another plant needs. And you're able to grow them in close proximity to maximize the density of your growing field. It's an amazing approach to farming. And
Max, if people like learning about how things grow, is there perhaps a Substack or a newsletter that one might subscribe to learn more about at least your perspective on how plants grow?
That's
Nice.
the best stretch
Nice.
That's the best stretch for the newsletter I
That
can
was
ask
very
for.
nice.
Thank you, Ethan. I write a weekly newsletter called Fire Escape Bonsai, which chronicles my attempts to grow little trees, formerly in my fire escape in my apartment, now at a restaurant nearby. Emails go out on Fridays, and it's a very kind of personal narrative, bloggy look at the relationship between people and plants and what we can do for one another and how those things kind of interact with each other. So you'll learn very little actual useful stuff about bonsai because there's far better resources out there than me, an idiot who knows nothing. But the idea is it'll give you a little something to think about and something that you can apply whether or not you keep any trees at home. You should totally keep bonsai trees at home. They're great.
I read most of the food Substacks, and yours is the one that I look forward to every single week and has the most. It's the only one that starts with food and extends out into real life.
It's not about food at all.
Right, no, right, all right, fair enough. I mean, everything you do is a little bit about food, but it says things about the world and about the universe and about the circular nature of life that I think is. I haven't come across anything else that comes close.
Well, thanks. Every Thursday night I get really stoned and then start writing the newsletter.
That sounds great.
And it's a great process. Yeah. Shall we move on to the next question?
Totally.
All right, I can take this one. Most of the world's Himalayan pink salt comes from this country: A, Nepal, B, Bangladesh, C, Pakistan, or D, Bhutan. Can we talk for a moment about the pink salt grinders that they sell at Trader Joe's?
They do?
And what's the fucking point of them? Why are people grinding salt?
No.
I can pay someone else to grind my salt and then buy that salt pre-ground to then just use it.
Or when salt has a non-GMO or an organic label on it, it's a rock, people.
It's a rock.
It's a rock.
Yeah.
It's a rock. It has no genetics at all, let alone anything that could be genetically modified.
One of my favorite recent tweets was like, boy, salt is an edible rock. I want to find another edible rock. I'm just going to keep eating rocks until I find the next good edible rock. I was like, hell yeah.
That'll go great until it goes really, really poorly.
Ooh.
Until someone starts licking a chunk of sodium with their tongues.
Hey, before the pandemic, have y'all ever been to the Meadows in Manhattan?
No.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Meadows. Okay, so if you love salt, if you love chocolate, and if you love bitters, it's like a specialty shop for all three of those things. It's
the
amazing.
guy who runs it, his name is Mark Bitterman.
Oh, no
Which-
way.
Yep.
No way.
Yeah.
That's too
Yep.
cute.
He wrote a whole book about salt. They moved. They closed that Hudson Street location and moved to I'm not going to remember where it is. It's somewhere in the West Village.
Word. But yeah, they're great. They're a great place to find all kinds of salt and salt blocks, like the Himalayan.
Excellent.
Yeah.
You know, I have like a small one for like curing fish, but they have like big round, like cutting board size ones.
And they sell these flakes of like dehydrated soy sauce.
Oh, what?
That's like soy sauce that I'm not sure if they're doing it through evaporative or through like some pressure system, but it's like if you were to boil off all the liquid in soy sauce without actually boiling it, and you get these like flakes of like this black inky salt-like substance that is like such a beautiful like finishing thing.
Wow.
It's really good with fish, and I've had the same little vial for years, and it's great. I love it.
Makes sense. I love that.
Nice.
I tried doing that with sriracha, but it's a little too sticky.
Oh.
It's like a fruit roll-up of sriracha.
Well, that's
cool.
like you could roll into Olympia and just like
Cool, but
Yeah.
not practical. All right, next question. Who is
Me?
next? Ferda, yeah.
Yes, I love to read. Okay.
Yes.
In an effort to slash education spending, this president infamously altered USDA guidelines in order to count pickle relish and ketchup as vegetables in school lunches. That is tricky.
That's messed up.
Really. Was it A, Gerald Ford, B, Ronald Reagan, C, Bill Clinton, or D, Harry S. Truman? That's a good question. I have no
That's
idea.
a really good question.
And can we just say that if it was Nancy Reagan involved instead of her husband, it would be a different type of revision of guidelines? You know the jokes here that we're getting? Then
Where are you going with that, Max?
Yeah,
Have
what
you
the
not-
hell?
have you not have you not heard the news about Nancy Reagan?
No.
She was apparently quite well known in Hollywood and in political circles for her oral skills.
Oh,
No.
my.
Pre or post? What did she do before marrying Ronald?
Pre-post, all around.
Wow.
My
Yeah,
mind is blown right now.
Oh
and
my
I'm sure
Crazy.
she did to many men. I don't know.
yeah.
Very good. Very good.
Nancy Reagan.
We got a tweet
Wow.
from Amy Lee who's watching, says, a house guest left this. It's a Himalayan pink salt grinder, and it's been banished to the top shelf of my cabinet. I'm going to
Nice.
retweet this.
I'm gonna put the photo and like yeah, it if you see one of these, don't buy this. Just buy salt. Like you could just take the top off and put
Yeah.
salt on your.
Do you know how many
food.
people have like given me those kind of things as gifts? And I'm like,
Thanks, guys. You don't know anything about
Yeah.
this. Oh, man. Ethan, can you take this?
With pleasure. What is the name of the complex series? Oh, I love this question. I love
It's
this
a good question.
Such
a
a
good
good
question.
question. What is the name of the complex series of chemical reactions that produces browning when you sear foods using hot, dry heat? Can I just say I made scallops for dinner tonight?
How many
and-
eyes did they have?
yeah, like
How many
I,
what? Yeah, how many eyes? Yeah, great question. The eyes were all gone. They weren't seeing anything except the pan. Caramelization. A,
Ooh.
caramelization. B, desiccation. C, Maillard reaction. D, Paillard synthesis.
We got someone, Mima Sweets, in the chat saying, I was expecting some condiment sauce trivia, not saucy trivia.
Mhm.
wah, wah.
Hey, Rob in the chat, is chat allowed to respond or is this no spoilers? Do not put your answers in the chat. We have a Google form so that you can fill out the trivia answers there because you can win a bunch of prizes. So please fill out the Google form. Do not spoil in the chat. If you have a joke or a fact about the answer, please do share it, but do not spoil the answers, please. Thank you. Let's keep it fair. Honor
Yeah.
system. Don't Google. My friends. We're trying to be good on the internet. Wholesome,
But definitely
wholesome
share
content.
your facts and your weird
I mean-
experiences with any of these things.
One of these is completely made up, but
And I love it.
another one is actually pretty close to the correct answer.
There's
Yes.
an important chemical difference involved.
All
Yes.
right. What's the
Yes.
Tell us about the chemical difference, Max.
It's the difference between proteins and carbohydrates.
Ooh.
No, really. So if you brown onions in a pan versus browning a steak in a pan, it's a different chemical process.
There are some
No.
overlapping reactions, but yeah, they produce totally different flavor compounds.
Interesting.
I would say at least in my own personal cooking, this is probably the single most important element of building flavor.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. We will elaborate once we reveal the answers. We will elaborate.
But I do it with both proteins and carbohydrates.
But and they're similar but relate. There's some over in all of these reactions. There's literally thousands of different aromatic compounds being created. So of course there's going to be some overlap, but the fundamental chemical processes that are occurring are very different because one involves sugar decomposition and the other involves stuff with proteins that
You say in science.
This is an extremely wonky answer, Max.
Who else is this game for if not?
If you're making a distinction between sugars and proteins,
No,
I love
is
this.
good.
I
This is
love
good.
this.
like that.
I
All right.
love this. You have made this game specifically to make arguments between you and Ethan.
That I mean,
Pretty
that was
much.
kind of a part of the creative process. It turns out.
All right,
And
it's
it
my
was very
turn.
helpful.
It's my turn. Number
Yeah.
19. Only one of these spices comes from the same plant as black pepper. Which is it? Is it A, pink pepper, B, long pepper, C, white pepper, or D, crushed red pepper? You know what's not on here? Szechuan pepper,
Yeah,
green pepper,
the prickly ashberry,
Bell pepper.
bell pepper,
Timut pepper,
Calabrian pepper.
Timut pepper, because Burlap and Barrel sells Timut pepper, right?
yeah, we spell with an R. Timur.
And if
It's
you
just a roll. It's the what?
and if someone wanted to find out about all these interesting pepper varieties,
Oh, go somewhere else. I don't care.
Amazing. All right, our final question of round 2 is for Max, and it's so appropriate. I love it.
what are Rocky Mountain oysters? Are they A, fried oysters, B, fried sheep's brains, C, stuffed clams, or D, fried bull's testicles?
And if you were listening carefully at the beginning of this conversation, Max and I went to Guatemala. If you were to Google Saveur Magazine Cardamom Cowboy, you would find an incredible article that Max wrote about the cardamom farmer that we work with in Guatemala and the process that Max and I witnessed of removing this part of this animal from this
The
part
animal
of this
is
animal.
All right. Okay. Those are the 2 rounds of answers. Friends in the chat, if you need the link again, let me know. But I feel like I've posted it recently enough. We're gonna give you a little bit of time. Actually, let's I just want to promote our guests. Folks, if you want to follow our guests, please follow them on Twitter. I don't know if these are all mapped to Instagram as well, but Twitter for sure. Please follow our guests because they're amazing and they're full of knowledge, obviously. I love how much you know about food and how much you love food. I'm so honored to be here with you. And then also, I'll put the screen up again later, but for me and Max, you can also follow us on Twitter as well. I'm Randwich's Max Falkowitz, your full name on Twitter. And I'm going to also stop sharing the screen so that we can just chat for a second and give people time to fill out their answers and deliberate. But then I will cut off everything at a certain timestamp, and then we'll see who the winner is.
Excellent.
Yeah. This has been fun to put the team names on Twitter because right now, Lone Queen's Omnivore is leading the pack of round 2 team names, and then cat emoji or cat emoticon is in the lead for the other team name.
Amazing. I love how many people are voting. This is.
I mean, yeah.
Of continued below. It's great.
Well, it's a long name. It couldn't fit in the Twitter poll thing.
I appreciate that it's. Okay.
Oh no, I was gonna say that like when I can't decide something when I'm live on the air, I'll put a Twitter poll, and then just put it in the chat and be like, "Listen, I don't want to. I remove my hands. I don't know. You guys just decide." And it's always so funny to see what people pick.
I appreciate that the Cincinnati person didn't go with Cincinnati chili, but in fact used a food that I have no understanding of its relationship with Cincinnati.
What's the food?
Bologna.
Bologna.
Is that a thing? Cincinnati chili? Chili, cheese, onions, and
bologna?
Bologna?
I don't know.
I mean, maybe it's one of the places where they do fried bologna, because fried bologna sandwiches are big.
Love fried bologna sandwiches.
I know in Lancaster, Pennsylvania specifically, in the store they sell bologna ends. So like, you know, when they slice in the deli and they sell like the quarter pound or whatever, they save the end and sell that as a separate vacuum sealed thing. So, and we've been in the habit, my friends and I, of buying those and grilling them over the campfire when we go camping in Pennsylvania.
I think it was ages ago. My friend Noah Arenstein, who used to do these fun pop-ups and used to have a stall at Smorgasburg, he did these fried bologna sandwiches where it was sort of cut-offs, like you said, that were deep fried. And then I think the sandwich bread was made out of slabs of pan-fried kugel.
Oh, what?
Like noodle kugel, but it was savory. It was really good. I might be conflating two sandwiches together, but it was like that. Those like fried bologna chunks were like almost melt in your mouth soft. They were so good.
What's the difference between bologna and Spam?
Spam is in the canned form and is actually steamed inside the can to sanitize. Bologna is not, so
Yeah.
it has a different fat distribution. Yeah, and the Spam is shelf stable and the bologna is not.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bologna is whipped and emulsified.
Yeah, and Spam is not. It is actually a coarse pate sort of pressed situation. I know too much about this.
Well, Filipinx. I mean, it's
yeah. I mean,
is there bologna used in Filipino cooking?
No, not emulsified, but we do love hot dogs. In spaghetti specifically.
Really?
Yeah.
That's
if
awesome.
you go to Jollibee in Manhattan, they serve sweet tomato spaghetti with hot dogs.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, please. That sounds great.
I grew up with my father. Okay, so I didn't know this about my father. My father was a saucier at an Italian restaurant, and he's an engineer. So like, I didn't know this until one day he was like putting sugar into the tomato sauce, and I was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Stop what you're doing, please."
How old were you when this was happening?
I was like 12. I was like, "What are you doing? Don't put the sugar in the tomato sauce."
Incredible.
Because I'm doing like, jar of ragu. I'm like ragu, and I'm like, "Why are you putting sugar?" But apparently it is a Filipino thing to put sugar in the tomato sauce and hot dogs, and it is delightful.
This when we used to have when I worked at Serious Eats, there used to be a forum that was attached to it, and I think the most aggressive comment thread that ever started was a discussion about sugar and tomato sauce, and we had a bunch of really hardcore Italians in Italy messaging in to just like
do not
murder on us. They were so upset. Because I think Kenji's recipe might have included like a teaspoon of tomato sauce of sugar if your sauce wasn't already sweet, or having a little bit of it.
You need a little bit of sugar in there.
A little bit. My argument is that the people who have good tomatoes don't need the sugar. The rest of us need sugar because our tomatoes suck.
Well, and the sugar's in the tomato, or
Yeah.
you have to add it.
Yeah.
But
depends
it's
on the
also it's a little bit of a ritual. You just a little, just like a sprinkle, like adding ketchup to a brisket, or like there are ingredients that you add to dishes that don't necessarily add any flavor, but are important for the tradition, for the history, for the ancestors. I squirt a little ketchup in my brisket for the ancestors.
For the homies. Yeah, but you do need to most of the time put sugar with your tomatoes.
Yeah.
Depends on your tomatoes.
Yeah.
It's not even a ritual. It just has to happen.
Yeah.
What are your go-to canned tomatoes? Do you have a brand that you're loyal to?
The blue one. What's it
The
called?
blue one.
The blue one. It's always on sale, and it's from Italy. So I'm like, whatever.
We did a pizza issue, Neapolitan pizza issue for Saveur. Max, this is before you were there, I think.
Mhm.
And I literally had to taste test like dozens of cans of tomatoes. So there's a whole article on my thoughts somewhere out there.
And you're never going to look at them again.
Oh my god.
No, but what's the one I like? The one that like has the the one. You know the one.
You know the one.
White and green one that looks all like classic red sauce.
Oh, I know that. Yeah.
That's my go-to, and I always feel really good about myself buying this like tastefully designed made in Italy. I have no idea how good the tomatoes are compared to any other tomatoes.
I do. I did the research for you.
Yeah.
Right.
I remember.
Do we want to give people 2 more minutes, like 9:05, and then I'll lock it, and people can't submit answers anymore? Because right now people can keep submitting answers. So this is great. We've got 12 teams.
Wow!
Can you believe it?
Amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, I think let's give it another minute, and then we got to go through. We got to go through the answers.
We got to go through the answers.
We got to tell people about it.
And then I will tabulate while we go through the answers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Folks, you are like dedicated. I love this. I want to do more trivia nights. Max, can we?
You gotta.
Max, can we?
In my mind, like 200 questions also isn't enough questions for like a regular trivia thing. I kind of want to push for an expansion pack.
Can we help you make it?
Tell random house that you want an expansion pack, and let's get everyone involved. I want to do like the Jeopardy style like video questions for some of them. It's like, and now
can we invest? Okay, can I say that first of all, Wonderville is a very DIY kind of venue, and that we can make buzzers. We can make buzzers. We can make like Jeopardy buzzers.
Excellent.
Yeah, let's make it a goal for 2022 to make Jeopardy buzzers for trivia night.
Can we make them that they won't activate until the question finishes ending, though?
I don't know.
That's like
it's very DIY. I don't know.
Computer people, we can figure that out.
Also, Max, you should have like, as part of like the Jeopardy experience for the extra questions, you should have QR codes for some of them.
We can do that. I
thought you were going to say it's Rebecca Stash, and I like the QR codes.
I know how to make those. I
was just thinking about QR codes yesterday as I was like getting a COVID test. Like you have to go, and now they're like doing that. I'm like, QR codes were so stupid when they came out. I was like, QR
all
codes.
Of a sudden, saved
they
our
made
lives.
A huge comeback.
I know.
2020 and 2021. It's crazy.
COVID has been great for QR codes.
Yeah, I know.
What's the Greek letter after Omicron?
I don't know. I didn't study that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then we'll do the in-person buzzer version of the quiz then.
Mainland China, they've been really good with QR codes for a long time. Like you can use them to place orders at restaurants. You can do it all through WeChat. I'm excited that we're finally actually using them for interesting purposes.
Yeah,
I really miss paper menus. I mean, I understand sort of the relevance of the QR code menu, but I don't know. I miss being able to look at all the options at the same time
and instead of scrolling on your phone.
And not to have a group of people immediately sit down and look at their phones when they're supposed to be looking at each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
My goodness. Okay, I'm gonna cut off answers. So the spreadsheet, folks, I'm putting a little marker. The 12 teams that we have are the ones that we're going to work with. Thank you all for participating. I'm going to read the team names out to you just so that you can think about it. We'll make a decision later, but you just start thinking about it. We have team whatever. We have Dan without the help of Taste senior editor Anna Heasel. We have cat emoticon. It's like the colon with the number 3. It's adorable. We have Hal. We have multitasking like a motherfucker.
I
We
love
have
that.
Lone Queen Somnivore. The city of Cincinnati tried to kill me with baloney. We have the Cleebs.
The
shoot.
Cleves?
It looks like we have a double entry. Shoot. Okay, so it's 11 teams, and then we have Francois René de Chateaubriand, which is a steak cut. Wow, thank you for entering. We are gonna go through the correct answers, and then y'all will have to talk while I tabulate. Does it sound like a good plan?
We can talk.
Excellent.
Cool. I'm gonna bring up the slides again. So that we can go through them individually. All the way at round 1. My goodness, here we go. All right, question 1. Hoagies, Heroes, and Subs on My. Where in the United States do people call these elongated sandwiches grinders?
Ethan,
New England.
guesses?
New England.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Ding, 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 ding.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. In Pennsylvania, they are hoagies.
Yeah, of course.
Pacific
New England
Northwest.
also-
I don't think they have a regional name, do they?
No.
No.
And where?
Pacific Northwest?
No,
No,
they're
yeah,
just
they don't
sandwiches.
eat sandwiches.
Not really.
They don't
The
even
It's
have
just
Pacific
sandwiches.
Northwest-
Or
I gotta say, the
subs.
Pacific Northwest, in terms of regional foods, y'all gotta like,
Bleak. It's bleak.
yeah, you gotta push
have
yourselves
nothing.
more. Like you've got great like essential businesses. Like
Mhm.
no one's coming for your Tillamook. No one's coming for
Amazon.
donuts. I don't know. But I want more like hot dog cuisine. I want more like
Starbucks.
marshmallow fluff in places where it shouldn't be.
I mean, that's what my answer was going to be about where coffee originated was Seattle.
No. Faraday, no. I just want to like bat your shoulder and be like, no, baby, no.
I mean, it's kind of crazy, right? Like that, like because coffee has gotten so like uncoupled from its origin that no one
It's
knows
true.
where coffee comes from now. Like to
Isn't
me,
it
that's
funny when they opened the Starbucks in Italy? You remember that whole
what
thing?
happened.
It was just like people were mixed. They were like, it's cool that Starbucks is here now, but then Italians were like, no, do not bring this stupid. No.
No.
Do you think that there's a this emoji for
There
scrolling
is.
keyboards?
Yes.
Okay. No, not like the chef's kiss. The like, ah.
No, there is.
There is.
There is?
That's
Okay.
an
Yeah,
emoji.
it's
Or
new.
that's a thing on your text messages.
Oh, great.
Yeah, it's new.
It's there. Oh, it's there, Max. I'm going to text it to you right now.
I even know people who advocate for the new emoji every year. It's crazy. It's a whole
That's-
thing.
That's seriously. Does that mean you could like make some? make
Not
some
me.
things
Not me
happen?
personally. Not close enough to
We have,
it.
we have a bologna sandwich emoji. Is it time?
I mean, if it had enough cultural volume, sure.
Excellent.
I'm sure. Yeah, we just gotta make it popular enough. Let's go.
Excellent.
All right. So number 1 was A, New England, my friends. Number 2, velveting. Faraday, you said that y'all did a video recently about this.
B.
So
Okay.
does Ethan looks like he's ready to jump into it.
No, I'm
You
saying
wanna
it's
fight? You wanna fight? You wanna
it's
fight?
B. It's number 2. But
Why?
in order to velvet, you have to both marinate in cornstarch and then cook in oil. It's not a one-step process. It's a 2-step process.
So here is what I would argue is that step is instead referred to as passing through, at least in the.
I think those two steps have to go hand in hand. You can't marinate in cornstarch and then not pass through.
No, I think that actually you're wrong.
Ooh.
Tell me.
School us.
Ooh.
We'll wait till my Kung Pao video comes out.
All right. Cool.
I just shared the emoji in our private chat because Joe just
excellent.
put it
That's
in the
incredible.
chat on
This
the
is-
Twitch
this
is
channel.
incredible.
I was like,
Max,
it's
I
a real
texted you as
emoji.
well.
Yeah.
Like, it's a real emoji. Thank you, Joe.
I want to
Thank
get
you.
I'm just saying that the process of velveting is both cornstarch battering and then cooking in oil before you add it to the wok for the stir fry.
So
No.
perhaps in the second edition, we will say a method includes, because we thought about adding that in. The challenge when
Method
you're
4
creating, like,
versus includes. Yeah, it's just the
I thought
word.
that was just called passing through oil or whatever.
But would you
that's
pass
nice.
something through? Would you pass something through oil without doing the cornstarch velveting or the cornstarch battering beforehand?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you pass through like shell on shrimp or other things.
Interesting.
All right.
I
Okay,
love
fine.
this. I'm so glad
Fine,
y'all are
fine.
here. I'm so glad y'all stayed online to like debate the answers with us because this is like this is motherfucking content. Like I love
Hey,
love it.
I
I love
s-
it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I did a stage in a Chinese restaurant for several months, and it took me like the first month I stood in the corner and wasn't allowed to touch anything. The second month I was like literally plucking chickens and cleaning mushrooms. The third month I was prep. I never got up to a point where I was allowed to velvet anything. So maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
When I was in Hong Kong a few years ago, reporting a story about the local dim sum culture, and I visited this culinary school that has the largest culinary school in Hong Kong, and they have 3 pillars of their Cantonese Chinese curriculum, and one of them it was barbecue, wok cooking, and then dim sum, which is what I was there for. But I passed this one room where these trainees were just chopping blocks of gelatin with these cleavers, and before they could learn how to chop real vegetables, they start with chopping gelatin so they can get their basic knife work in, because that way you could just melt down the gelatin and reform it.
It's not a
into
problem
stuff.
if you mess up there. Yeah.
Yeah, and like that level, those cooking schools put ours to shame. Like just like the level of
Absolutely.
precision involved.
Why do you think I dropped out? I didn't even stay.
Yeah,
Yeah, it sucks.
you went to cooking school. I don't know you went to cooking school.
I went to the French culinary and then dropped out.
Oh,
Well,
Good
then
job.
I got a
That was the
real
right
job, so it was like
Yeah.
fine, whatever. It's good.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Anyway, B is the
Moving
answer. Right?
on. Yeah, B is the answer here, folks, on question number 2. Number 3, religiously speaking, not all kosher dill pickles are certified kosher. So what makes a pickled cucumber a kosher dill? What's that
not
answer?
that they're circumcised. It's
What?
that they're
What?
flavored with dill and garlic.
Mm.
Oh, D?
So it's D. So kosher salt is actually not used for kosher dill pickles because kosher salt is pretty coarse and it doesn't dissolve all that readily. So they usually use a much finer pickling salt. But the thing that makes them kosher dill, even though they're not necessarily kosher, is raw garlic and lots of dill weed.
Mm.
Hmm.
Yum. Yum and yum. My goodness.
Love
We
a good
it.
Jewish pickle.
As far back as the 1920s, Southern farmers in need of a quick high-protein snack swigged salted peanuts straight from the bottle of this drink, and I believe it's D, Coca-Cola.
Correct.
I haven't
It
tried
is.
it myself.
The maneuver, you have to do a glass bottle. You open it up, you take a few swigs out, and then you take your sleeve of salted peanuts that you got from the vending machine and dump them in and sort of like swig them around and then just chug it. And I first learned about this thanks to a friend, Jed Portman, who is a great writer about, speaking of Cincinnati, where he now lives, a great writer about American traditions from the South and from the West. And it's really delicious. Like it's great. It's salty and sweet. And yes, this is a copy of the recent private press printing.
Oh, yeah, look at that.
That Jed's newsletter operation, Midwesterner, produced. It's a guide to the aromatic herbs and spices of the Midwest. It's a beautiful book. I forget the author's name. I'm forgetting the author's name on there, Ethan.
Marika Josephson.
did such
nice.
amazing. It's such an amazing guide. I believe it's totally out of print now, but maybe if you beg Jed, he might have some lying around.
It's a tiny little book, but it's
I
brilliant.
love tiny little books. Oh my
Yeah,
god, I
it's
love tiny. I collect zines. I actually have like my whole like crate of them like right here. Like
Oh, amazing.
I keep it right here. It's amazing. I love
Wait,
that.
Max, do you eat the peanuts at the end of it?
Yeah.
You chug and sort of eat while drinking.
It's like boba, but peanuts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm curious. I want to try this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really good.
Okay, number 5. This chewy, starchy mass of mashed plantains, cassava, or yams, a staple carb in West Africa that accompanies soups and stews, is
Fufu.
C.
fufu.
Correct.
Max, what's tibogen?
Tibogen is it's I think a Senegalese dish. It's a chicken braise with palm oil.
Peanuts. With peanuts.
It has peanuts in it.
Yeah, it's a peanut butter. It's a peanut butter stew.
There we go. They're beautiful.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a peanut-based, like a peanut-based sauce for chicken or fish or other proteins. Not to, go back to the earlier question, but here we are.
Peanuts, a perfect food.
Perfect food.
Jola faino is a rice dish. Mofongo is mashed plantains with garlic. I knew that answer because I represented a band. I used to work in the music industry, and I represented a band named Mofongo, and I had to be like, what the hell is that?
Amazing.
So, kind of cute introduction to
so the dishes, swallows like fufu are made to be eaten as sort of accompaniments with other dishes. Mofongo, usually it's fried plantain that's then mashed up with other ingredients to it. What's the place uptown that does a really Cuchi Fritos?
Which one?
Cuchi Fritos is the one that I'm thinking of.
Yes.
Yeah. Amazing mofongo.
Hell yeah. So good.
If you're north of like 157th Street in New York City and you order mofongo, you're off to a good start.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, accurate.
Totally. Yeah. Number 6. This spicy curry from Indian state of Goa is often made with pork and always turned up with vinegar. Throwback to the region's Portuguese colonial past.
Vindaloo.
This was, yeah. When you say spicy, like spicy, I think vindaloo. For sure.
The crazy thing is that the Portuguese brought chilies to India. There were no chilies in India before the Portuguese brought them there.
Had no idea.
Yeah, and the pork is also Portuguese.
Sure.
A Portuguese because this was sort of a local version of like an escabeche style preparation.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, the name, there are lots of explanations for the name, but if you were to read it in Portuguese, it would be vin de alho, which is wine and garlic. It's also sort of a rare Indian dish that doesn't use tomatoes, which were also a fairly recent introduction, but there's no tomatoes in vindaloo.
Amazing. Number 7. Okay, this has been bothering me.
All the eyes.
200 eyes.
They have 200 eyes.
It's so upsetting. So all the little scallops of the the scalloped parts of the shell on a live scallop, that's where the eyes are.
No.
And they ring the shallop scale.
I'm gonna zoom up to the camera. No.
Yeah. It's so upsetting.
That's crazy.
That's so messed up.
But what do scallops use their eyes for?
They
For
move.
seeing.
They can. Okay, so they can.
What are they looking for?
They're reading books.
They can detect which way is up and which way is like. They can detect light.
Wait, they're in a shell. So like, what use?
Thank you, Jenn.
Eyes.
Thank
They
you.
gotta move around. They gotta go places. They can move.
Yeah,
They
but
can't move
like,
that fast.
you don't need
They can move
200
too
for
fast.
like the tiny slit you open your shell.
They need to know which way is up, and they need to know like if there's something obstructing their field of view. And that's
Why
kind
do
of
they
what
need to
television
know which
is.
way is up?
Are
They
they
live
like?
underwater.
Is it
Which
like
way is
the
that? That doesn't matter.
Matrix? You remember how like when they did those freeze frames in the Matrix and they had 32 cameras around each actor? Is that what this is? Is the scallop is like matrixing its way around the fucking ocean? I don't know. 200 eyes? That seems like a lot.
And they
Turns
actually
out that-
move really fast by like opening and closing their shell. It forces these jets of water through.
I'm like, excuse
That's crazy.
me, God. You gave too many eyes to this poor creature, and it just gets eaten.
It turns out
Poor
that scallops are the main character. We're all just supporting the
Scallop
scallops.
God is the one in charge.
I know.
Yeah,
Joe
exactly.
Joe in the chat says, "What?" in all caps, WUT.
It's
The hell?
also an upsetting fact.
This is very upsetting. Goodness. Okay, the Liz Lemon question.
Taste of the bull. Taste of the bull. No, it's not. It's C. It's flavor of loneliness.
Flavor of loneliness.
Flavor of love.
Taste of the Bull was a fake out because the secret ingredient in Sabor de Soledad is bull semen, which is how Liz gets a false positive on a pregnancy test, and then thinks she's pregnant. So,
Is that possible to even test pregnant when you've digested it?
I don't think so.
No, because there's so much hydrochloric acid in your stomach.
Yeah, and no way for it. Thank God, no way
It's
for
a
it to
different
move
system.
back up to the ovary.
But
This is
that's
also
the
why
kind
you
of
don't swallow before a pregnancy test, though.
Ah!
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Just a PSA out there, okay?
Can someone clip that? Like someone on Twitch, can you clip that? Like
From your mouth to Nancy Reagan's ears.
amazing. So like on Twitch, like people who are watching can like do instant replays of shit. And so that's like calling it clipping that. So like, can you clip that?
Oh no. I'm gonna get fired from my job.
You're not gonna get fired. It's fine. Amazing.
Worst things have happened at my job.
Which is the spiciest chili pepper on the Scoville heat scale? It was the
Porcelain destroyer. No,
the fake out? No, that's not the correct
I
answer.
love that
that's
one.
the fake out.
It is the
That's
Carolina Reaper.
It's the Carolina Reaper.
That's correct.
It's the Carolina Reaper.
It's one of those peppers that they created specifically to be the hottest
To
pepper.
fuck you
It
up.
was
Just to
engineered.
fuck you
Yeah,
up.
that was engineered for sure.
Yeah, which I feel like is kind of cheating.
Yeah, I
Like,
agree. I think it's a cheat.
Yeah. I mean, these masochists love it. These metal beardy men love it.
this is absolutely a story.
I know. I'll write it. I will.
Yeah, and like the photos of like all of them like very studiously tasting and like the tears running down their
Oh
faces.
my god, it's the funniest thing ever because I'm Asian, right? And so like I'm eating the same thing as them and I'm not flinching. And they're all like crying and sweating, be like they're like pregnancy breathing.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, hey,
It's an excellent category of breathing.
how do you like my people's food? You know, that kind of thing. No, it Carolina Reaper is nothing to be trifled with for sure. The way it's a funny tidbit about testing and tasting hot sauces is that we'll do it by category. We'll be like jalapeno or like habanero and like fruit based and like West Indian based and things like that. But everyone at the end of the night has to try Carolina Reaper because there is never enough data because too many people drop out that you can't get the full panel. So everyone has to try, as you will, get through 20 Carolina Reapers. I made it to number 8 after a whole evening. After a whole evening
of
testing other
hot
things.
sauces or peppers.
Yeah. Hot sauces.
How
Yeah.
did your stomach feel the next day, though?
I tapped out myself. Like, so I could have kept going, but I was like, no, I think I'm gonna feel bad tomorrow if I keep going. So I
Is
stopped.
everyone just like pooping uncontrollably the day after?
Oh, absolutely. Like, yeah. Or hallucinating. I stopped at the hallucinating point.
What are the hallucinations? Like what how does it feel?
I walked out of there like drunk as hell. Like It was as if I was doing acid.
Wow.
It was amazing. I felt like I wanted people to touch my cheeks. I was like, whoa.
Touch me.
I was like, oh my God, I'm on ecstasy. No, it was
Yeah,
great.
you actually just had the hot sauce full of Molly.
Who knows? I'd buy it. Listen,
Excellent.
I would buy it, my friends. I would buy it. But let me say, eating enough hot peppers will give you hallucinations, and it's great. Just make sure you're in a safe place with a friend.
Oh my gosh.
All right, number 10. What's the answer to this?
Ethan?
Fire.
Yeah.
What?
Good job, Ethan. You're on
Oh.
mute. We can't hear you.
You're muted. I can't hear you.
All right, fine. It's the stapler. This is early Office, and I haven't watched The Office since they moved it to the other, the Peacock or whatever, the other streaming channel.
Yeah.
But it's early. This is first or second season.
First episode?
Classic.
First, yeah.
Yeah.
Mark in the chat says, "Fuck that pepper, the Carolina Reaper." And Jenn in the chat is also saying, "This is service journalism." All right, in the Pac-Man arcade games, eating fruit scores the extra points. Which one is not in the original game?
Do you have any guesses, Jen? Do you know?
I don't know, actually. I think it's probably the blueberry.
Yeah, I would guess blueberry.
Yeah.
Because
Correct.
pixel size. Like
Yeah,
everything,
exactly.
because
Exactly.
everything else is very discernible, like easy to. I remember the cherry for sure, and the strawberry and the orange, but like, yeah, the blueberry is like defined. Like, why would these people spend so much time and money on defining the blueberry?
And that is a game developer's process of elimination.
I obviously am associated with Wonderville and Death by Audio Arcade because I think like that. But that's the answer? Is that the answer?
Yep, that's blueberry.
Oh, it is blueberry.
Oh, yeah,
Oh my
well done.
goodness.
Nicely done.
Nice.
They've included subsequent fruits in later games, so I think there's a lot more variety now. And I know in some of the 3D Pac-Man stuff, there's a lot more options. But
Joe in the chat says that we should have Paw in the Pac-Man. I'm saying, you know what? We should do a game jam where we have people of color fruits and lesser known fruits in there. So mango, durian, Paw,
Yeah.
persimmon. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Mark, let's write this down. Mark, let's do a game jam. Pac-Man extra fruits. So good. Okay, question 12. Classic buttercream is made by beating butter into what? What?
I mean, it's in the name.
Buttercream?
No, meringue.
no, it's not in the name.
Hey,
Really?
meringue.
Yeah, it's meringue.
It's meringue.
All right. I was wrong. Sorry, don't listen to me.
Ethan, what?
Well, so there's like an American buttercream frosting that is sometimes made. That's whipping butter and sugar. So we didn't include that here.
Oh, yeah. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah, but yeah, like the like French or Swiss or Italian buttercream is meringue and butter.
I'm sorry. I've led you astray.
Oh. Number 13, whipping egg whites in bowl made of this metal will improve the loft and stability of your souffles and meringues. What is it?
Faraday.
Copper pot.
Copper.
It's a copper.
Faraday, does it have to do with the ions? It's a molecular or an atomic thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, copper gives off
It's
ions
ionization.
or electrons.
Ionization.
Mm-hmm.
Which is so funny because who has really honestly a copper pot?
Nobody.
And who thinks about the ions when they're cooking? But
Well, not
Nobody.
just a copper pot, but a special copper bowl specifically for whisking egg whites.
But also, can we just talk about Chester Copper Pot from the Goonies if we're going to talk about copper?
Absolutely.
Like the only people I know who ever have copper are like moms from the 80s who shopped at Macy's. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
nobody now like thinks about copper like as a as a kitchenware thing. Like it's not a hot Instagram trend.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Not right
Yeah,
now.
well, because it's too expensive for the.
It's so
too expensive for-
expensive.
Yeah.
But you know, in your stainless shit, like it'll still be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll still be fine.
A
Like,
much better
my
way to
KitchenAid.
improve. A much better way to improve the loft and stability of your soufflés and meringues is to use an electric mixer, which is much easier.
I know that is hard to come by as like a person who doesn't make a lot of money, like unless you get married or something. Like, I get it, but also there's something to be said about people who can hand whip stuff.
Yeah, but you can get a hand mixer.
You can get
For,
a
like,
hand mixer that is much
$30.
more affordable. Yeah,
No, but like
Jen,
an
I'm going to
electric
keep
hand
an eye
mixer.
out
yeah,
because
for sure.
every weekend there's a big tag sale in my neighborhood, and I've already found somebody else an old Hobart mixer that way.
Oh shit, a Hobart?
Yeah, so I'm going to keep an eye out for you, and you might get a random FaceTime call saying, "Hey, do you want a mixer?"
Yes.
Wow.
Add me to your FaceTime list.
I want a mixer. How come I haven't been to this tag sale in our
I want a
mutual
Hobart.
neighborhood?
I don't know. Where have you been on Sunday mornings? Reading the paper?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
I
Is this
love
Dairy Queen?
it. Has
Yes.
yes,
It's
it
Dairy
is.
Queen.
Okay.
I thought
I
it was In and Out, I could tell.
was gonna
I thought it was In
say
and Out.
that
And
my
yes.
my other favorite is not on here, which is Foster's Freeze. I
never
think-
had that.
I think that the custard at Foster's Freeze tastes better than Dairy Queen. It's a California chain, of course.
Oh.
It's one of those drive-through, roller skate kind of places. But they also have the same viscosity that you could just turn it over and be like, "Yo, it's not gonna fall out of the cup."
Yeah, so and I think that's where the practice started. Like Dairy Queen didn't invent it; it
Yeah.
was like a Midwest custard shop thing to do.
Mm.
Man, I love frozen custard.
My favorite at Dairy Queen is the Oreo Blizzard. Very simple,
Yeah,
very
So good.
good.
You
and
know
that's
what
the
makes sorry.
McFlurry move too, right? To do an Oreo McFlurry.
Well, I was gonna say, like, speaking of like a McFlurry, like the McDonald's sundae is like hot fudge sundae is good.
What's in it?
It's just like their soft serve, vanilla soft serve with their hot fudge sauce, and you can get
It's really good.
nuts on it, but it's so delicious. Also, because I don't know if they still do it in those horrible plastic cups, which I
I don't think they do anymore.
remember the cups had like they were fluted around the edges, and like the
Mhm.
Mhm.
fudge sauce would get stuck in them, and it was so good.
Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go tomorrow now.
Yeah, that's like a core memory that
I
you've just
want
done.
it. I want it.
So good.
Sounds so
Yeah.
good. I
Did
mean,
you know that Max worked in a Dunkin' Donuts in high school?
no.
Yeah,
Y'all knew each other that long?
We've known each other a long time.
not since high school.
You just know that.
But you
But-
just
I've
know
just
that.
heard these. I've just heard the stories, the Dunkin' Donuts stories.
It was a
Wow.
combination Dunkin' Donuts, Baskin Robbins, so I got to learn how to make all those horrible ice cream drinks.
Can I say
Wow.
the Wendy's what is it called? What is
Frosty.
it? Frosty.
Frosty.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's delicious.
yeah, the
I love
iciness
it.
totally works for it.
Yes.
It's refreshing.
Yeah, Jen in the chat is shouting out to Foster's, Santa Cruz, California, checking in. Wow, yeah.
Really, I need to get to Foster's the next time.
No, Foster's
Yeah.
Freeze is delicious. I think tastes better than Dairy Queen, but Dairy Queen is pretty good.
Yeah. With Dairy Queen, it's not, their stuff isn't legally custard anyway. Like they're
Oh, it's not custard. No,
Yeah.
no way. Number 15, ancient Mexican agriculture. The Three Sisters are a trio of staple food crops that all support one another's growth, ideal relationships. Which of the following is not among them?
Any guesses, Jen?
Why you gotta put me on the spot? What about these?
This is a hard question because all of these were grown by people in ancient Mexico,
It's true, and all
They
of the
just-
Three Sisters are in the answers.
but they weren't all necessarily grown together. I mean, how would we really know, Max? Like-
Okay, so the way that I would eliminate this then is what is the newest? So I would say chilies are the newest.
I don't know.
Yeah.
If
That's a good question. I'm not sure which of those is. How
I feel like corn, beans, and squash are pretty native. But chilies, have traveled so much. So I think maybe it's chilies.
You are correct.
Chilies are like the town birds.
So the idea behind the Three Sisters idea is the corn stalks provide the trellis for the bean vines to climb up. The beans fix nitrogen into the soil, and then the squash plants
Can do
extend
low,
outward.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
then protect some of the soil.
Nice.
They're not
That's
always
cool.
intercropped that way, but that was the OG method to plant them together like that.
I love that. And I know for a fact that chilies grow up, so they won't necessarily work in that same hierarchy that you're talking about. Cool. Yeah. Ooh, damn. I logicked my way into that.
Well done. Well done.
Ooh. All right, most of the world's Himalayan pink salt comes from this country.
Pakistan.
It's something like 50% of the world's Himalayan pink salt.
Really?
Wow, I didn't know that.
Pakistan borders, it's on the Hindu Kush mountain range, and so that's kind of their technicality, even though no one would really call Pakistan in the Himalayas. So
no, it's in the Himalayas. K2 isn't K2 in Pakistan. One of the highest peaks in the Himalayas is in Pakistan.
No, you're right. That's a good
No one got this question right.
Really?
On the spreadsheet. Nobody on the spreadsheet got this question right. Wow.
I think it's just a marketing coup for them to say Himalayan pink salt, and then actually it comes from Pakistan.
Wow. Exactly. That is exactly the mechanism by which it's one more reason why those dumb grinder things do not do it.
They don't make any sense.
It's salt. It doesn't matter. Grind it whenever. Who cares? There's no... Anyway, fine.
Thank you, Amy, for sharing that photo with us, by the way.
Yes.
Number 17, in an effort to slash education spending, this president infamously altered USDA guidelines in order to count pickle relish and ketchup as vegetables in school lunches.
Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
I mean,
Really
who
just
else?
A
Really,
whole
who
family
else?
of great, upright citizens.
Rude as hell.
Jelly beans and ketchup.
Rude as hell. Wow, I can't believe this question.
Yeah. I'm
mad at it.
Yeah, as you should be. Among the many ways that Reagan screwed up school lunches and schooling for generations of kids in general.
Seriously. All right, number 18. What is the name of the complex series of chemical reactions that produces browning when you sear food using hot, dry heat?
So, Ethan.
Can I just say that I love the fake answer?
Can you imagine a little synthesis of Paillards all getting together?
I know.
I'm thinking chicken breast, that is searing and synthesizing. It's giving an Apple update talk.
Yeah.
It's we're gonna synthesize chicken breast and Paillard.
It's a really cute thing. I imagine it seems like they'd be really cute all together hanging out.
You know what would be another fun game is to make up definitions of the fake answers from this game.
Oh, yes.
What is a Paillard synthesis really?
There's a version of that with Scrabble called Crabbles, where you create nonsense words and you win points based on the creativity of word choices.
That sounds like fun to me. Let's do it. Hey, in Wonderville. Can we do it in Wonderville? Let me do it in Wonderville, Mark.
Max lives on the block that Scrabble was invented on.
It's true. There's a commemorative street sign and everything. I didn't know this until I found out on TikTok.
That's crazy.
In Queens, Jackson Heights, people. Jackson Heights. Yeah. Scrabble was invented in Jackson Heights.
Okay, let's go. Jackson Heights. That's amazing.
Not only that, but another game was invented there. It's called Taste Test.
Yeah.
There we
go.
Well done, Faraday.
Y'all are so good at promoting the game. All right. What was the real answer? It's Maillard reaction, friends. Caramelization. We had an argument earlier about the two, but caramelization is definitely, different. And desiccation is drying. So
So caramelization is what happens with sugars. The sugars they decompose into a bunch of different compounds. The Maillard reaction, which is a bunch of different little reactions, is used to apply for primarily proteins like animal protein.
Mm-hmm. And then Pyard synthesis was the fake answer. But I love it anyway because it sounds so beautiful. All right, number 19. Only one of these spices comes from the same plant as black pepper. Which is it?
How about our spice man? As our spice man said,
white pepper, guys.
White
Correct.
pepper.
Because white pepper is just black
It's
pepper.
the black pepper without the skin.
Right.
There you go.
Green peppercorns are also from the same plant. They're picked when they're still immature.
No, they're all picked immature. Green peppercorns have to be freeze dried, which means nobody can make them except huge plantation farms. Don't buy green peppers. Buy black peppercorns.
Oh, they just don't like oxidize them after drying.
Yeah, exactly. They have to be freeze dried to prevent the oxidation that would normally turn the fruit on the outside of the peppercorn. It wrinkles up and turns dark like a little raisin, and that's what makes it look black. But
so then, what proliferated the recipes with green pepper?
Probably a company that made them and wanted to proliferate a bunch of recipes.
Well, and the European tradition of white pepper was really just about color. It was just about French chefs not wanting little black flecks in their cream sauce. It's a joke. It's really the good white pepper is the Southeast Asian white pepper, which was using the fruit of the black pepper to ferment the pit and giving it some real deep umami flavor.
Wow, you sound like you know a lot about that.
We love these facts. We love these facts.
I don't know anything about peppercorns.
You know where I can
Okay, finally, number 20. What are Rocky Mountain oysters? I know the answer.
Well, the Rocky Mountains don't have any oysters, so...
Mm-hmm. They don't have clams either.
Brains.
So close.
So close. Wrong region of the body.
Balls.
Wrong region of the body.
Testicles.
Yep, they're balls. They're testicles. Also, often sheep testicles too. I think some will count as Rocky Mountain oysters.
Testicles.
Taste testicles.
There we go.
Boom. Wow. My goodness. My friends, those are the answers. I'm going to go tabulate the answers while you three please distract everyone while I go do that.
Yeah. Freddie, have you ever had testicles? Culinarily?
Wow.
Max, what?
Like Max.
Max, why don't you describe the castration process that we observed in Guatemala?
Yeah, tell us.
So we were on a beautiful bucolic cardamom farm in the cloud forests of Guatemala, but farm chores are farm chores, and so someone had to castrate the bulls because they were getting antsy, and we watched this process, and it's incredible, the coordination of like 5 different guys all we saw lassoing of a bull, catching it by the horns and getting it. You have like people like forming a triangle so you can kind of keep the bull down, and then you get it to lie down. And then because they're still ultimately prey animals, once they're in a vulnerable position, they don't show weakness. They just kind of lock up. So they just kind of let you do what you need to do. And the process is you open your Swiss Army knife and you cut the sack open, and you sort of yank them out. There's a connective tissue that goes boing, and then you snip them off. It goes boing.
Goes what?
Boing.
No.
And then you sanitize with some iodine and, most crucially, a squeeze of sour orange. And so,
ouch! This stings, y'all.
Yeah, and then you just send the bull on its way, and he just goes along. And
That's
so,
he hops back up onto his 4 legs and walks off to join the rest of the herd. But the sour orange, you can't castrate a bull without a sour orange.
Yeah, and so I have this really strong smell memory for barnyardy farm smells mixed with sour orange. It's stuck in me forever. I think those testicles, they were considered too old to be eaten, so I think they were just fed to the roosters or something.
Well, by the end of they castrated a half dozen bulls, and by the end there was a row of testicles on the fence. Max, I think you even have a picture of severed testicles on the like fence post.
Max, send me that photo.
Boy,
Oh,
Mark,
absolutely.
I am so sorry about this stream.
And there was one guy who was kind of carrying a pair, and they looked like nunchucks the way they were just dangling down.
Oh my god.
Y'all, too much.
Yeah, really, really intense experience.
It was. I mean, Max said Swiss Army knife. It was literally a Swiss Army knife. He just like opened up this little knife.
Yeah.
Damn, that's brutal.
It was.
I mean, it's amazing. Like it's unless you're going to anesthetize the animal, which comes with its own risk. It's kind of like this. It's the smartest way to do it. Like it's sort of minimal intervention, and they like all 5 of the bulls just sort of ran off afterwards and were just kind of fine. I've never had testicles.
You've never had the Rocky Mountain oysters?
I have never had Rocky Mountain oysters.
Really?
I've never had like sous vide testicles. I've never had fricasseed. How else were they cooked? What do they taste like?
I've only ever had them in Rocky Mountain oyster format.
Yeah.
I don't know, Faraday. What do you think they taste like?
Honestly, I ate them so long ago and I don't really remember. I don't have like any kind of memory being like, oh, yeah. You know what I mean? So I don't know what that tells you, that it left no impact on me.
Yes, similarly.
Joe in the chat is saying, ooh, gelding tails. And then we have a vegetarian in the chat, a few bad dudes, saying, no, these testicles are considered to be too old to be eaten is a hell of a sentence.
I know. That's like so real.
My only recollection of the flavor is like a general organy, sort of a sweetbreads kind of a flavor, nothing specific.
No, not even sweetbreads, because sweetbreads I really love. Like this, it didn't leave, like I said, any impact. Sweetbreads are so good though. That's like I don't know. Yeah,
I don't think anyone's eating testicles because like they really want to. I think it's sort of they're there and we might as well put them to use.
Yeah.
Although my friend Wei went to a testicle festival in I think she wrote for Esquire. It's the country's largest testicle festival. Where it's like a big male bond. There's festivals of these all around the world, but the one in the U.S. has become this kind of like male bonding celebration. It was in Ashland, Nebraska, the Testicle Festival, and it's a great story that you should absolutely read in Esquire. A bunch of the men wear ceremonial kilts and utila kilts, which are a separate genre of men's kilt wear, and it looks like a lot of fun, honestly.
I love it.
Sorry, I'm only halfway tabulating this stuff, so please keep talking.
You're doing great.
Can I take a quick break? I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Please, yes.
Oh no.
Faraday, you're trapped. I
know.
What were your favorite recipes to develop for the Munchies book? Like I realized in my head it was in 2019, but I have no concept of time anymore. So like in my head it's also just yesterday.
So we did a recipe, like in the back, it's like broken up into like things you should know how to make and like dressings and like staples and stuff. And then like, weeknight meals or whatever. And at the end, there's like menus. And one of the menus is a steakhouse menu. And the dessert on that one is a grasshopper baked Alaska, which I think is just delicious. But like, it's not in any way like a traditional baked Alaska. Like it's because we don't make our own ice cream.
And when you say grasshopper, you mean chocolate and mint, right?
Yes. So we do a brownie base, and the brownie is flavored with mint. So it's a chocolate mint brownie, which is delicious. And then you use store-bought mint chocolate chip ice cream. Because again, it's like we want to make it accessible. Like you can make your own ice cream, sure. or you can just buy like the really good green mint, because it's not mint ice cream if it's not green. Let's be honest there. It has to be. And then with the meringue around it and stuff. It's really good. It's just like that's one of my favorite things, because I just think that's I don't know. It's so easy and it looks like a very complicated, hard thing to make. But you're like, this is piece of cake. Piece of baked Alaska.
It's a brownie topped with ice cream. Yeah, because what's the usual? Because it's usually like a sponge cake, right? And then like it gets weird for like brownie makes a lot more sense to me.
I know. I think it makes a lot more sense, and it it just tastes a lot better. And I do like a very quick, like kind of fudgy brownie, so it's good.
Yeah, this is what I mean. You're such a great educator of people.
Yeah.
Hello, my friends. We actually have a tie for second place. I might need your help coming up with a tiebreaker between cat emoji or emoticon and Hal. They both got the same amount right.
Max is getting out the questions.
Which I know. I mean, maybe not the questions, because maybe they might not be live, but maybe if you liked one name over the other. We have cat emoji, emoticon, and Hal.
Oh,
Hal.
I like both of those names.
I know, because Hal is like, sci-fi like tribute.
Yeah.
Even though that is your real name.
Is it their real name?
It is
I
their
do
real
like
name.
the HAL 9000 reference.
I just like the lack of creativity on that one, and it's just like Hal. So I think that
poor Hal.
You can pick it. No, it's cool.
I think it's kind of cool to be like, that's my fucking name. It's Hal.
That's your fucking name, Hal. This is just for trivia. Okay. So best name, I feel like we can talk about out loud.
Sure.
We've got whatever. the cat, the colon and number 3 emoticon. Multitasking like a motherfucker. Lone Queensnivore.
Queensomnivore.
The city of Cincinnati tried to kill me with baloney. The Clebes and Francois René de Chateaubriand.
Oh, that's the inventor of the Chateaubriand steak thing, I think.
Yeah.
And then also Dan, without help from Taste senior editor.
Well, no, Dan is ranked in another way, so I'm not counting Dan in the names.
I think.
Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was going to say, I think that the city of Cincinnati tried to kill me with baloney.
I know. I love that.
It's a great name.
Yeah. It's such a great name.
Yeah.
I want to give an honorable mention to the Clebes, because I don't know what a Clebe is, but it really makes me happy.
It's the Klebacks. Mark Klebeck is a co-owner of Wonderville.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
The Clebes.
The Clebes.
Really good name.
Love it.
Really good name.
Yeah, love it.
All right. Well, I guess I have our winners. All right. If we agree, the panel, if we agree that the best name tonight is the city of Cincinnati tried to kill me with baloney.
Yeah.
You're going to get that prize pack from us.
Yeah.
Yes.
Congrats to Amy. Amy Instagrammed me and was like, I want to go to trivia night and win. So I'm really happy that you got something tonight.
Good job, Amy.
Yeah, good job, Amy. With 8 wrong, this is how I've judged people. Can I say that a lot of you got stuff wrong? I mean, Max, good job curating the questions. Hell yeah. That's what we want to see out of a trivia night. Hell yeah.
There's always room to improve.
All right. In second place, we've got Hal. Team Hal.
Nice.
Hal, we will email you for your address to mail you your prize. And hilariously, let me say that in first place, we've got Dan without the help from Taste senior editor Anna Heasel.
Oh, man. Well done, Dan.
Well done, Dan.
Nice.
Ball. Wow.
Wait, Dan won first?
Yes.
Good work, Dan.
Good job.
How many did Dan get right? How many did Dan get right?
So everybody else, got like 9, 11, 10, and 8 wrong. Dan got 3 wrong.
Wow.
Dan was at the top, like, the whole time.
3 wrong out of
Yeah.
20. 3 wrong.
3 wrong.
That's
Good job.
That's very impressive.
And he answered every question. No one
Yeah.
no one skipped questions.
In the chat, we got DM Daniel and Festicle.
Testicle.
Yeah,
A
someone out
testicle
there
for the rest-
definitely.
Festivus for the rest of us.
Yeah. Joe says, I've had sheep testicles, Chinese style Uncle Jus, and duck balls and pastry crust at M. Wells. A few bad dudes says in the chat, someone out there definitely loves to eat them testes. Joe says, I thought you meant chapeline, which is the fried crickets. Ooh, fucking law. We're getting a lot of comments. Dan, congratulations. Dan is in the chat.
Well done.
Good job, Dan, without the help of senior editor Anna Hazel,
Congratulations.
who we all know, or most of us know, which is really funny. Good job.
17
Dan.
out of 20. That's a serious
That's
score.
pretty
Yeah.
serious. You beat out everyone else. Like,
Yeah, what
the
a
next
baller.
person was 8 wrong. So,
Excellent.
a valiant effort, everyone.
Good job.
Wow. Good job for our first trivia night, and we are 3 minutes to 10, so we're good on time. But I also just want to just add to stream again our slide of please follow our guests because they're awesome for giving us their time tonight before the holiday. Please follow and like read their pieces and support their businesses because they're amazing. Folks on the stream, you have any last words tonight for the trivia? Like, I mean, congratulations, because you just won like a ton of cookbooks and some cool shit. So,
Hell yeah.
I mean, for sticking with us for almost 3 hours, like that's
Yeah.
a good payoff, I
Yeah,
would say.
Very,
Seriously.
very impressed with all of you. And hopefully we'll be able to do another one of these in person at some point before. I'm not going to finish that sentence because it's going to get really depressing.
I mean,
And by the trivia game, there are so many. Max, how many cards are there?
There are 200.
200. We only talked about
200.
what, like 20, maybe 30 questions tonight. So you have a lot more questions to get through. Great for a road trip. Great for
So fun.
filling up idle, quiet moments with the family over the holidays.
yeah.
Show off your knowledge to your relatives who don't care about food. This is great. It's a done
It's a
deal.
good
Just do it.
stocking stuffer. It's a good
Yeah.
white
Yes.
elephant if you don't know the people at the thing you're going to.
Yeah, exactly. Just buy them for everybody.
These are
One
such great
for
pitches.
everyone.
Oh my God, you are all so kind. It's
Yeah.
the-
I mean,
the-
that's why we wanted to have the Taste Test Trivia Night, is to promote the game because you are a local. Max, I don't know if you realize this. You are a local game designer. Did you realize this? That you are a local
You
game
and
designer?
Scrabble.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't wait to tell Billy Scrabbles.
They'll make
Yeah.
a street sign, a Max Falkowitz
Great.
street sign.
There
All I
you
ever
go.
wanted.
They're going to call it Taste Testicle Way.
Please, let's do
Also,
it.
subscribe to
Can
Max's.
Can we make
subscribe-
it Taste Testicle Way?
Subscribe to Max's Substack, Fire Escape Bonsai.
And be sure to follow Jenn, our amazing host, who has been such a trooper and such an organizational force of nature, who has
Seriously.
made this event happen now twice. Once for all the planning that she did in person, and once for all the planning that she did for this online. Thank you so much, Jenn. This was her
Okay.
idea.
Thank you guys so
and
much.
I'm
This is so
so
fun.
grateful that we could do this together.
I'm gonna add this again to the screen. Please follow our guests, my friends.
Jen, what's your? Where do people follow you?
Oh, it's on the next slide.
There it
It's
is.
here. I'm Randwiches everywhere online except for Twitch because I couldn't get my username. I'm J Delavegs on Twitch. I stream every Wednesday a talk show about food, and it's a very much this vibe of.
And what's it called?
It's called Attack the Pantry. It's based on that movie Attack the Block, y'all. Because I love that shit too.
Because it's the best movie ever made.
It's awesome. But folks, please support our guests. because they're amazing and gave us their time tonight. Please support Wonderville, who is closed now until the 26th. Nobody tested positive at Wonderville. It's just kind of just as a safety precaution and just being sensitive to everything that's happening right now. I am part of Death by Audio Arcade. We are game developers and game administrators who try to feature Brooklyn-based and like New York-based game developers, now including Max, who never considered that you were a game developer. All sorts of people can make games. Doesn't have to be a video game. It can be a tabletop game. It can be a card game. It can be a Flash game. It can be a Twitter game. So these are the kinds of things that we are interested in, and that we want to meet those kinds of people that will have ideas. And it doesn't matter what kind of career you come from. We want to figure out how to play in general. And so that's what Wonderville is for. That's what Death by Audio Arcade is for. And that is why we are streaming tonight. And so I just want to thank all of you for being here and giving me your time. And I hope you have a great holiday, folks. Like, I feel like we had a good time, right? This is our first time doing it.
This is fun.
Can we do it again?
Yes. Yes.
Definitely.
Can we make it a drinking game next time?
It was already a drinking game.
It was already. I was already
making
pouring
progress.
this large bourbon
Well done.
in my. I was
Good.
like, hello. But it'll be so much better in person. I mean, we will do this online as much as we can, but if we can do it in person, that'd be so much fun, and we would love to have you and host you and give you prizes. So congrats to everybody who won tonight, especially Jan without the help of Anna. And who was the other winner? It was
Cincinnati
Hal.
Bologna.
Hal and the city of Cincinnati tried to kill me, Bologna. So
Yeah.
congratulations. We're going to be in touch to give you your prizes, and we hope you enjoy them. Give us a couple weeks to get it together because it's the holiday and supply chain shit. But yeah, any last words? Anyone else tonight before we sign off?
Share weird facts with the people that you love and talk about them. And that's all I can ask of anyone.
For sure. Oh,
Love
man.
sharing weird facts.
We love weird facts.
Love
Weird
it.
facts, weird food. That's it.
Good.
All right. Well,
Thank you,
I'm going to
everybody.
put up our goodbye screen. My guests, please, if you could just stick around for me on the stream before we go. But good night to everybody. We're signing off. Have a
Bye,
good
everybody.
holiday. Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
I'm going to slowly take everyone off dramatically.